And Reece James got injured again.
What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea Show. I am your host, Marshalldbdx, accompanied by this lovely jam-packed panel of the Bridge 258, Real Chris, Scott, Oliver, and Prime. We're going to be talking about many things, including what Prime just said. Maybe. But before we do, as always, guys, smash up the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you are notified whenever we go live. But let's go ahead and get this show on the road by starting off with the first topic that the boys wanted to discuss, and I am late to the show, so hey, you guys wanted to speak about uncomfortable conversations, and Tuchel might be on the verge of getting sacked, so let's speak on it. Ahmed, you have choice words. Let's
Listen,
talk about it.
I want to talk about Osama ibn Taliban. He literally lost to VfL Bochum. He literally lost the game 3-2. Kane was in his Tottenham bag, you know what I mean, the Hotspur bag, you know, just, you know, missing open goals, missing chances. Musiala, he's killed Musiala. He's got Kimmich crying on the bench. You know, he's killed Kimmich, bro. You know, I wouldn't be surprised that brother decides to leave the club next season, bro. He's killed him. We got Matthias Stoll already, maybe thinking about it's time to go, you know. Listen, I'll take him at Chelsea, Matthias Stoll. I'll just let you know right now. But listen, you know, he's lost the game 3-2. He's got Upamecano doing, you know what I mean, Judge, you know what I mean, getting himself sent off again after getting sent off against Lazio already.
Judge.
You know, listen, at the end of the day, man, the reason why I think we're talking about this is because I've been seeing a lot of people say, let's bring Tuchel back, you know, Tuchel can, you know, change stuff for us, etc., etc. And I'm here to tell people, no, if Tuchel cannot do it at a stable Bayern where he's been given weapons that he wants, what makes you think he's going to do it at Chelsea?
I mean, don't hold your breath because I just saw this, and this came out 16 minutes ago. Fresh from the Fabrizio Romano's mouth.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and zoom in. Bayern plan to keep going with Thomas Tuchel after internal discussions tonight. Tuchel, I feel the support. I know my relationship with CEO Dreesen and how we work together. He knows how much this situation annoys me and how much we are investing. Well,
Tuchel to cook next season, yeah?
So I just want to... okay, obviously, I want to continue on from what I was saying. And like,
yes.
I want to be honest here about Tuchel, bro. You know, he's not the same guy. He had so much at his disposal right now buying that he could have done.
Well, actually, hold on. Before you continue, can I ask you, when you say the same guy, which Tuchel are you comparing?
No, he is the same guy.
Okay,
He's the same guy.
I mean, when I say
what era of Tuchel?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not going to include Chelsea Tuchel, by the way, yeah, because he's different.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you. Which Tuchel are we talking about?
Tuchel, BVB Tuchel, and
okay,
he was at that. He's not the same guy anymore, bro. Like,
I agree with you.
No, he is.
No.
I agree with
I'm
you.
not including.
Because...
No. I think he's changed the manager when he was at PSG and Chelsea, by the way, and at Bayern. He's different. That's a different Tuchel.
I agree with you.
Like, you know, the Tuchel at Chelsea and the Tuchel at Bayern are the same in my opinion, if that makes sense. But like the point I'm trying to make here at the end of the day when it comes to Tuchel, this guy, he's cooked. He can't do league football. He can only do cups if you want to do cups, and even then, you saw what Man City did to him. And I think for me, the problem with him, is that I've seen a lot of people talk about he's a three at the back merchant. He can't even get a three at the back correct. He can't even get the three at the back correct at Bayern. Listen, I'll be honest with you, Delict, listen, I don't rate Delict, but I think Delict is good enough, alongside Kim Min-jae and Upamecano, to do a good job at three at the back. I don't know, I'm saying I said Upamecano can be solid enough still for you in a three at the back.
No, he's a bozo, bro.
Yeah, I agree with Scott.
Okay,
I've never rated the guy.
Listen, that's fair enough. We can. I don't mind on that one, but you still should be able to make a three at the back row on the Tuchel, and you can't do that, bro. Like, listen, let's get just the Goretzka is a bum. He's finished. He's cooked. Yeah, I understand. I can understand that. But like Kimmich, he's killing him.
Wait.
He's killing.
Was he cooked before Tuchel? He was, right? Like he wasn't doing too good under Nagelsmann either.
He wasn't great.
Yeah, he was cooked.
His peak was with Flick, right?
COVID. Yeah,
the COVID tax season.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, bro, he's actually cooked, bro. He's cooked. Like, I don't understand why he can't, for example, tell someone like Kane, Kane, stay in the box, big man. You've got a guy like Musiala to create for you. You've got guys like Tel to create for you. You've got guys like Sane to create for you. You've got guys like Coleman to create for you. And he's not even doing that, bro. Like
Where was Coleman? Is he injured?
Like he got injured recently.
Probably is. He's always an injury.
But even then, bro, you still got a plethora of guys, bro. You got a plethora. Still got Musiala. Still got Tel. Still got Sane. Still, you know what I'm saying to you? It's kind of
Sane's
ridiculous
overrated,
to me.
bro.
Well, okay, listen. You know, yeah.
I think Sane's like a hit or miss.
This is why.
I know.
Like,
I'm just throwing jabs to derail your argument here, but you know.
But like, but listen, even if you don't rate Sane, for example, you still got four others, bro, that are still able to create for you. That's the problem. Like, let's not get it twisted, man. At the end of the day, man, like, this is the issue with Tuchel, bro. Like, he doesn't play the guys that he needs to play. They've got to help his team out. Like, at Chelsea, you saw what it was like, bro. He just forced the thing to happen when it couldn't happen. Rates plays that you can't rate.
Let me ask you a question. Well, I'll open this up to this panel too. Obviously, I want everyone to have a chance to really discuss this, whatever they want to discuss. But was there ever a point after Dortmund that you guys just didn't like Tuchel's football? So I'm referring to, did you like his football at PSG? Did you like his football at Chelsea? Did you ever at any point just not like his football? Because onto what Ahmed was saying, and maybe this is just a sustainability thing, right? I think at one point in Tuchel's career after Dortmund, he decided that the best way for him to compete, or the best way for him to have some type of sustainable football, was to switch the way he approached football. And I would say after PSG, we didn't really see the same Tuchel that was at Dortmund. But I wasn't really mad about the Tuchel I got in the first season of, or even maybe even the second season of his Chelsea reign. It was in the third season where he got sacked where I was starting to get frustrated with Tuchel's football, because he was found out, which was very clear. I think we saw that. We all agree on that. He was being found out by multiple teams, and he wasn't changing his tactics. He wasn't changing anything. He didn't have the staff or the squad to really sustain the type of football he was trying to do. And he was just too stubborn to change it, which led to, you could argue, led to the bad form for his standard that kind of led him to be sacked. Do you guys think that's the same issue he's having at Bayern? He's too stubborn to change his ways. He's trying to make something with players that aren't the style of player that he necessarily helps his type of football. And do you think he's doing this because it's sustainable rather than go for maybe a more riskier approach like what Xabi Alonso is doing at Bayern Leverkusen?
Marshall, though, that's inexcusable. He was given weapons. He asked for Kane. They gave him Kane.
I get that.
But if you've been given the players, bro, at what point can we, you know what I mean? This is the same issue I have sometimes with Poch. Poch knew what he was getting. He knew what he was getting. It's up to you, big man, then to fit them into your system.
This is the part where I hesitate with, obviously I don't think Tuchel's washed. I think that's ridiculous to say he's washed. That's all the banter, obviously.
Marshall, though.
No. Here's why I read.
Let me hear you. I know
it's
point. I'm not gonna say he's washed. I'm saying to you, he's washed at the top level. That's the difference. He might be washed at the top level. Doesn't mean that he's not washed. He might not be. He'll not be washed in the mid to lower table team. So like if he goes to Aston Villa, he's not washed, but he might be washed for a Chelsea, for a United, for the upper teams or something.
Real quick, Prime, before you go, because I would love to hear your opinion. Obviously, here's the thing. Banter aside, I understand Tuchel's football is not attractive. I saw that Leverkusen game. He got dominated. It was not good. It was not lovely. You have players that are great caliber looking mid. Even Harry Kane's looking mid. And that's not a good sign on Tuchel, obviously. However, the results are there. And I understand that it's not lovely football. It's not the best football. But if you're getting the results, and if you're looking at where Bayern was in the previous, I think the stat was somewhere around 10 seasons where they are now versus where they were in those previous 10 seasons, he's actually got a really good record, one of the best record, and his win percentage is there. But he's up against an anomaly, which is an undefeated Leverkusen.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
And again, like, if we're looking at results, yes, Leverkusen is playing better football. I don't disagree with that. And to an extent, they deserve to be where they are. But at the same time, given how Bayern, I know this football isn't great, but also Bayern has underperformed in multiple seasons prior where they got away with wins because the rest of the league wasn't at the level to get results when they should have. They weren't clutch.
This is some nonsense. This is genuinely some nonsense.
It's Coke,
like this is nonsense. The only reason they won the league last
season, incorrect though.
It is.
No, it is.
Okay, continue. I understand why they won the league last year. They got lucky. I get that.
Like,
Exactly.
But it was only last season, bro. The seasons before, they've had clear gaps for ages, bro. It's last season when the issues began for them. And guess who was under management then? Thomas Tuchel. You know what I mean? So, come on.
No, but, I mean, you're proving Marshall's point, though, because in previous seasons, like, the Bundesliga also wasn't strong. When there's competition last season, Dortmund probably should have won it. They bottle it like final day or whatever. And this season, you see it when they have a strong, or what? Leverkusen are playing at a world-class level, or a freakish. Hold on, let me.
Like
whatever. Scott, let me finish. Playing at like a freakish level, like you see it. Bayern, and they have been for the past few years. Their squad has been poor. They've needed a rebuild of sorts for a good few years now. That's why they originally brought in Nagelsmann. He was supposed to rebuild and issue in this new era at Bayern Munich. Now, he didn't really get to do that because of what last season, even though I don't think he was even having a bad season last season, and he still would have won the Bundesliga. But because Tuchel was available and what he had done at Chelsea to win them the Champions League, and at Real Madrid were going through a bit of a bad patch, and there was rumors that Ancelotti would be sacked and Tuchel would come in to be the replacement. Bayern pulled the trigger early and they sacked Nagelsmann and brought in Tuchel. And you see it with the running of how Bayern are and how poor they've been, like structurally as a club. A lot of people last season, like
that's kind of true. Oliver Conte gets sacked.
A lot of people were either sacked or they left. The management of Bayern structurally and in terms of the players that they have in their squad has been poor for quite a while. Now, again, obviously that does not excuse how poor Tuchel has or how underwhelming Tuchel has been this season. When you look at certain results, when you look at, I mean, style of play for me doesn't, I don't really care about that, to be fair. But when you look at underlying results and statistics, yes, they have been poor. But to blame and attribute all of this down to Tuchel, I think is just highly naive when things have been bad at Bayern structurally for a while now. We've seen how bad it's been structurally at Bayern. People tried to run this narrative last season with Nagelsmann, that Nagelsmann is a bum, he's overrated, yada, yada, yada. People tried to run this narrative before. So we're just seeing with Bayern that, you know, and maybe it's unfortunate or unfortunate, whatever that's happening with Tuchel, but like eventually, like they need a refresh. They can't just keep being poor in seasons and going on to win the league, because eventually when you face a team that actually comes and challenges you, like you will lose a title. And again, the season's not over. Let's see how Bayern Leverkusen actually see out the season. Because last season, people were telling me that the season's done, Dortmund will win it. Dortmund lost the final day. Now, I don't expect Bayern Leverkusen to. Alonso is a very good manager tactically and mentality-wise. But let's actually see if they see out this title. Tuchel might not get sacked. He might turn things around and he might go on to just win the title because Nagelsmann, or because Leverkusen just might not be there altogether and win it. So who actually knows? But for people to just act as if like this guy's completely done and finished at the highest level, I think like it's kind of way too reactionary, because like it's only a year ago people were loving Ten Hag and saying he's one of the best managers in the world. Now all of a sudden he's doing poor at United, and all of a sudden he's terrible and he's a bum. Like football fans just get way too reactionary at things. Tuchel can be having,
it can be pretty fickle.
Tuchel can be doing poorly at Bayern and underperforming, but it can also not be all his fault. There's a lot of things structurally going on at Bayern that people are just not recognizing, because the next manager will go in that everyone loves, and he will do poorly there too. And what are people then going to say? Are we going to say, oh, Tuchel left them with a bad squad? That can't be true, because Tuchel is taking the squad that Nagelsmann had for the most part. So what are we going to say now?
Okay,
So
so
I don't know.
I want to just do.
Context.
I want a quick rebuttal to Prime here. So I understand Prime's point about the issues up top of Bayern, which is true.
I'm not defending Tuchel, by the way. I'm not defending Tuchel, by the way.
No. Yeah, no. I agree with Prime on that one. That stuff is definitely true. Like anyone that knows about the Bayern stuff knows that. But I think when it comes to Tuchel, I still think he has more than enough, in my personal opinion, guys in his team to be able to win that league soundly. He has more than enough guys in that team. I'm sorry, Marshall. Harry Kane and Sane and Musiala and a guy up and coming young guy like what Firestone should be more than enough for you to help in an attacking sense to win the league. Let's be real, man.
Ahmed, I agree, but like, what can you? But again, like, this is if this was previous seasons in the Bundesliga where Bayern were the only like elite team in it, then fine. You can get away with having like the likes of Upamecano in your defense and Goretzka in your midfield and your team being poor or you performing poorly, but still get away with it because Kane's going to score you 30 goals or whatever. But this season, like, I'm not going to say Leverkusen are having an anomaly season, but like with how freakish they've been this season, I think they're still unbeaten in all comps.
They are.
Or
you know what,
unbeaten in the league or whatever. Like, how freakish they've been. Like, Bayern, like, to have to dealing with Upamecano in your defense and dealing with a midfield that's not really functional. Yes, fine. We can also attribute it down to Tuchel, but like, how much of it is the manager? How much of it is the players? Because this is the same Upamecano that was. This is the same Upamecano that was here under Nagelsmann that was behaving like a bum. Goretzka's been at Bayern for years now and has been behaving bummy since that COVID season when they fluked the Champions League. So like, we have to look at things and just be like, not everything can just be Tuchel. We've seen it here at Chelsea. Where managers are underperforming over numerous managers. Can't just be one guy.
Let me hear what Sky has to say, because Sky, I think you wanted to say.
I think 80% of Bayern's problems this season are Tuchel's fault. They've already matched, by the way, their worst. In terms of the amount of losses across the season in the past decade, their most amount of losses. Even with this whole, and what I find jokes is everyone keeps talking about this Bayer Leverkusen, oh, they're unbeaten, they're doing a madness. Bayer Leverkusen could still be unbeaten, could have still beaten Bayern, and if Bayern had just won the 3 other games they'd lost, they'd be ahead of them by a point.
Yeah, I agree.
So even with Leverkusen doing this madness, if Bayern just beat Werder Bremen, which isn't difficult, I watched that game as well, they were terrible, they got nowhere near them. If they just beat Bochum, who got promoted last season, I think. And if you just beat Eintracht Frankfurt, who again this season aren't amazing, you're 1 point above Leverkusen and no one cares. No one cares that Leverkusen are unbeaten because you're ahead of them. Like, and I went and looked, by the way, the team that Hansi Flick had when he did the sextuple, there is one key admission where I'd say you haven't replaced them adequately, potentially, between this team and that team. And that's Alaba. I'd say that Mazraoui and Pavard, there isn't much there in terms of a difference, maybe defensively, but going forward, Mazraoui is much better. I'd say even in midfield, like, it's basically the same. Like, the differences in terms of players, you've got a couple of, like, squad players difference here and there, but no one's going to tell me that, like, Douglas Costa was doing bits for Bayern and was making a massive difference for them. That, you know, like,
Scott,
can't
say that. Can't say that. It's been like 2-3 years, because that same logic is what rivals were trying to say of, oh, Mount and Havertz and whatever, these are the same players that won you guys the Champions League 2 seasons ago. How can you say they're all shit now? Oh, like,
but we knew those guys would shit that season anyway. We knew they would shit that season anyway.
Yeah, but Goretzka has been poor for a few years now. Upamecano,
yeah, it has 100%
for a few years. There's players in that Bayern squad in their 11 that like just aren't good enough. They've been needing a rebuild. Again, I'm not saying like people trying to say like I'm a Tuchel stan or whatever. I'm sucking off Tuchel. I'm not. Like Tuchel clearly has his faults, and like he has been underperforming. But to act as if everything's his fault when there are clear problems in the squad and the board above him, because we saw people like they either left or they got sacked at the end of last season. We saw that happen. Let's not ignore that there's problems at Bayern structurally. Let's not do this.
It's definitely not all right. Like you look at like the Sane signing. Like I don't know. I'm not going to comment on how good it's been or not, but they ripped up their wage structure to bring him in, and that meant that Lewandowski and Alaba had to go, and they've been clearly very big misses.
Wait, how much is Sane on at Bayern? Do you know?
He's on over 300, I think.
At Bayern?
Yeah, but
also,
basically Alaba and Lewandowski wanted similar, and the board refused to give it, so they left.
Did you bring up Vic's comment, Marshall? No, the other one. Yeah, and I do agree. Tuchel does need to take responsibility. The excuses he's coming out with is terrible. He needs to own up.
Also,
man. However, again, like I've been saying, everything's his fault. Sorry, Scott. Let me just say the 2021-2022 season, Nagelsmann lost 5 games, drew 5, and still won the league. Second place. Dortmund lost 9 games. Tuchel has lost 4 and drew 2. You know what the difference is? A superior team in like Leverkusen. Like Leverkusen is just vastly superior to what Dortmund were. Like, what we doing? Like, not everything can be Tuchel's fault. You can't just blame him one man for everything, because if he goes and a new manager comes in with this exact same squad, like, what are we gonna say then?
There are elements outside of the league that you can't overlook, though. I mean, the one that sticks out is, this season losing in the Poch to a third division, a mid-table third division side. Like, I can't even remember their name, but that was horrendous.
Yeah.
But I'll be real. It's not even just the stuff on the pitch where Tuchel has a problem. He's still it's coming to light that Chelsea was the biggest outlier in his career. This man still doesn't know how to deal with players. He still doesn't know how to talk to players properly, based on everything we're hearing. He's had 2 different players at 2 different clubs call out his system and how they're playing it. And we're not talking about youth players. We're talking about senior players. Arguably the most senior player in the team at 2 different clubs calling out your system and the way it's being played. That ain't acceptable.
Who are you talking about?
Kimmich,
Muller.
for example.
No, Muller. I'm talking about Muller. Called out his system.
Muller called out his
The
system.
way we're playing is good enough.
Muller's also one of the people as well that does need to be moved on.
No.
As his career, Muller shouldn't still be at Bayern being one of their main players. He just shouldn't.
But Prime, if I may quickly. But the thing is, I get that stuff, but surely someone like Muller, who's played under many experienced managers, can tell when the system's not working, not just for him, but his teammates as well.
Oh, but if can that same excuse not be attributed towards Thiago Silva? But we can all agree and say Silva just shouldn't be part of this team.
Yeah, cool.
The same thing has been attributed to
But that's even then, I would say that's a fair point. If Silva was to come out and say something like that, I would say that's a fair enough point. But at the same time, we can also recognize that he's not built to be playing in this current moment in time for Chelsea Football Club.
No, but the thing is, Ahmed,
Muller for Bayern.
there's a bigger point to that. And Prime, I agree with you. Maybe Muller does need to be moved on. Then why are you playing him tonight? If he needs to be moved on, I'm gonna give him the same crap I give Pochettino, where we keep moaning that Pochettino keeps playing Silva. Why'd you keep playing Muller then? You got Tell on the bench, who you keep putting on the bench, and he keeps coming on. He got an assist tonight. You've got that new winger they've just signed from Granada, who looks good, Zaragoza. He's on the bench again tonight. You've got Choupo-Moting starting tonight. Like, why are you playing these men? If you're trying to build something, you've been brought in to do that. You're still playing the same 36-year-olds or whatever they are.
He's actually Muller's
It's
crazy. It's not even
I agree with you that I think Tell is talented. He should be playing more. But the thing is, Tuchel, I don't think he's been brought in to build. I think he's just been brought in to win and go win that Champions League.
Bro, then he's failing. Like, whichever way you look at it, whatever he's been tasked to do at this club, he's failing. And that's why I say 80% of their problems are down to him. Because the system's crap, he's not doing things in terms of some of the players. If it wasn't for Kane, who's the most informed striker in world football, He would,
Mhm.
bro. They might not be in the top 4. They might not be in the champions.
Are you saying he's 80% in terms of on the pitch?
No, in terms of the whole thing, in terms of like, because it's
Locker
obviously not
room
just
on the pitch.
Like,
Yeah.
it's obviously just not the on the pitch stuff that's having problems. Like, if what he said to the players, the Bayern players like behind closed doors is true, like this like this man doesn't know. He 100% has like some issue with talking to people in terms of like not understanding how to speak to people certain ways.
Well, I mean, can I ask you something though? Can I ask you guys both something? In terms of losing the locker room, when you look at our performances now under Graham Potter, under Poch prior to this last few run of games, do you guys still hold that you think Tuchel did lose the locker room towards the end of his tenure, and this is the same signs we're seeing?
Do you not see? Do you not remember the quote he said? You're either with me or you're either against me.
I remember that, but
Bro,
for some reason though, like, hold on. The reason I even bring that up is because I thought I agree. I thought he lost the locker room, but then he was able to still get some results, not good ones, but he was get some results that ended up saving our seasons for the most part under Potter. And then we saw it under Potter what it really looked like to not have the dressing room lost. Like, you know what I mean? It looked a lot worse than what Tuchel was dealing with, which makes me think, like, did he really lose the locker room?
Bro,
it wouldn't surprise me.
If you're losing the locker room to players that are just not good enough anyway, because they've got personality in the squad.
Kimmich, though.
But like, again, should they not have been moved on past Kimmich? Like a lot of these guys, Kimmich, Muller, should they be in the squad?
Kimmich is like mid-20s in the prime of his career. No. Kimmich is the guy you should build your midfield around, and you'll put him on the bench.
Okay, Goretzka and Muller, whatever. But even then, you guys can say that about Kimmich, but we've seen better managers get rid of more talented players because they're not part of what they're trying to do.
You replace him with better players. He's replaced it with Lima, who played the right back.
Yeah, but like, but doesn't that then stem back to the board?
No, this man has been backed more than any manager at Bayern in years.
But the board is like there's no prime avoiding to blame. How am I avoiding to blame Tuchel when I've said Tuchel has blame? Like, either you're deaf or you're an idiot, one of the two. But what am I saying? Like, it's not.
I think.
What am I even trying to say?
So Prime, I think two things can be true, right? So the board can be rather unhelpful to Tuchel in the sense that they're not helping him out move over some of these players that he may not want or who aren't currently in the form that to be able to play for the team. But at the same time, you can also say that the manager is not creating a system that's allowing his players that he currently has to flourish and win games. We can say,
or really, the manager's not really helping himself. Listen, as much as I do want to defend Tuchel, he has a history of falling out with the boards.
And just to finish it off,
Has he falling out with the Bayern board?
He's had a few tense moments with them. Apparently, according to the press. But other than that, it's not been that deep. If that makes sense, it's not been that deep because they're creating a whole new board. If you remember, they just created a whole new board.
Yeah. Also, Kishan saying, I hate this narrative when people say we never competed with the league. Tuchel. Yes. How are we gonna? You want us to compete for the title with Havertz, Mount, and injury-prone midfield, injury-prone fullbacks?
I would argue we were competing for the league prior to our wingbacks. Our second season, our second stint, we were in first place up until November.
No, but again, even then, argument is a moot point. The squad was never good enough to compete with the title anyway. So,
we didn't have the depth in the wingback to support his system.
I don't remember us actually saying we'll go win the league that season.
That's not true. That's not. You said
wait, hold up. I had the receipts, Chris. There was a few Chelsea fans when we got Romelu Lukaku, which we thought was the final piece of the puzzle, that were saying we can win the league. We can win the league.
And this is why fans should run a football club.
I understand. But up until November, we were leading the league. And then when the wheels fell off the wagon with Chilwell and Reece James, things fell apart.
I remember telling people, both Chelsea and rival fans, that they're not in this title race. Our squad is not good enough compared to Man City and Liverpool. we're not going to win
yeah.
this.
In hindsight, yeah, that was the
People
case.
wanted to argue with me and say we just won the Champions League. That's why I say you guys, fans, not you guys here, but except Chris, but fans for the most part are idiots. Don't know what they're talking about. So blaming Tuchel for not winning, challenging for the league when our squad is not good enough anyway. This is the same squad the season after we all cried about and said that we should get rid of majority of them. Like, what we doing? How is that Tuchel's fault? Use your brain. Like,
I mean, hindsight is 2020, and now we see that Tuchel overperformed. Tuchel was covering a lot of cracks, and to be fair,
no, he overperformed in the cups. He didn't overperform in the league.
I think he did because look where we are now.
No, he didn't.
Talking
just about getting something with them in the league last season. If it hadn't been for, was it Tottenham or was it Leicester bottling it?
Still,
we don't get top
that
four.
happens.
Teams
do tend to drop out, but
or Leicester, actually, you're right. But
if
Tottenham
you
saved us.
look
Gareth
at
Bale.
our form, like when we was under Tuchel, where we was like 5 points from first place, and then when Tuchel was 5 points from first place, we hired Potter and we started dropping rapidly, pretty much after like a good month.
Tuchel in the league did not overperform. He performed, he did what he was expected to do in the league.
Yes, we expect top four because we're Chelsea and all that, but then
now
we sacked Tuchel and now look where we are. Like even with season, if it wasn't for Tuchel, we might be relegated.
Yeah, but like we're underperforming. So let's not say because we're underperforming now. Say that Tuchel over in the league. Tuchel, we finished fourth in his half season and third in his full season. That's what that squad should have been capable.
Wait, wasn't it fourth in his third season as well, or second season?
Fourth in the first season, third in the second season, and then sacked in around fifth in the third.
The half season and the full season.
The half season was fourth, the full season was third.
Yeah, and we were the third best team in the league anyway, so we should be finishing third. So he did exactly what I expected to do in the league.
But even then, even with that third place though, we had a 12-point. We were 12 points ahead of Spurs and Arsenal, and we somehow dwindled that down to 1 point.
We skyrocketed. We started to plummet, I should say. Part of that was that, but part of it was the mentality of the team. I think once we lost that Champions League match against Real Madrid, the one where we nearly came back and turned the fixture around. The team you guys remember the team's morale just completely dropped. They dropped their heads. They weren't playing for shit anymore. We know that it just plummeted.
But that is
then you're not a good motivator.
Then you're not a good manager. Then if you can't motivate
you're not. No, you're good. It's not about manager. Full stop. You're not a good man manager, and we're seeing that this season. He's not a good man. His man management skills suck.
Okay, no, I'll give you that. I mean, that's still very true. We can see that now with Bayern. But at the same time, though, a lot of those players were not good enough. Mason Mount was not good enough anymore. He was getting by with GA. Kai Havertz wasn't stepping up to what he should have.
He loved Mount Havertz, by the way.
Complete. He did. I know. And he overplayed them. That's another thing, too, that I didn't like about... That's another thing, too, I didn't like about Tuchel is his over-reliance on experience. We saw the over-reliance on Aspie. The over-reliance on... Havertz for whatever reason because of his physicality or the physical features
people say he loved Mount and Havertz, but let's look at his other options. Injury prone Pulisic, a Cho who was finished at that point. You had Kroos and Inter Merchant in Ziyech. You had Romelu Lukaku who was uninterested. Who else? What other options did you really have? Aspie being played so much as he was.
There's other factors.
Aspie, by the way, who when the ownership joined, when the Bowley and Egbali ownership joined, the first order of priority for Tuchel was to get Aspie a new contract, which was not needed at all.
Yeah, true. But Aspie, people can say what they want, but part of why he has been overplayed and overused was because our only talented right back, is fat and overweight and kept getting injured, and we never had a backup. In all these summers we've never had a backup towards Reece James. We've had to use Aspie so much.
But again, that's where we go back, and I give sympathy to Tuchel because of the board.
Trying to fix that. You want the guy behind him to be offered a new contract who wasn't good enough. We need to stop doing this. What annoys me is we're doing the same. We're giving him the same excuses that we don't give other people.
No, but Scott, hold on. I'm not giving him excuses towards Tuchel. I'm using context. I've given context towards other managers before. Like, it's giving context to what's actually happening. Because it's very
I mean,
easy.
this is a good amount of context here, right here.
When
You
you finish
summed it up
third,
pretty
you
well,
got injured. Yeah, exactly. There's context towards everything. It's like, it can be easy to just say, "Oh, blame this," because Chelsea fans have done this in the past. Get rid of
The Chelsea situation was a very unique one. I'll give it that.
Things will get better. Get rid of Lukaku, bring in a striker, things get better. Get rid of Tammy, get rid of Giroud, bring in a striker, and we go win the league. Do this, do that, and be like, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3. People, let's not do this.
All right. So if I may, so obviously,
can you end on this point?
All right. Listen, at the end of the day, I think Tuchel knew was at Chelsea, and I will say this again.
That's not true. He wanted De Jong. He didn't say we didn't need midfielders. But he wanted
at Chelsea.
No, he said we didn't need midfielders.
Oh, he wanted midfielders. He said that before that we were looking for midfielders, so that's not. No.
He said we didn't need midfielders.
He didn't recognize. He didn't recognize the signing we got from. He didn't recognize the signing we got from.
I felt like it's De Jong or nothing at that point.
Can we let Ahmed finish?
Okay, so I just want to say, so Tuchel, I think again tactically when he was at Chelsea, he was good. I would say I always give him that. But the issue with Tuchel, and we've said it before, if his tactics don't work, he doesn't really like to change up. And I think the other issue for me, as usual, is something we've spoken, which is the man management. The man management under him has been terrible, bro. I'll be honest, and it kind of. It kind of explains why, with him, why only the young guys are working out with him, and not and why guys like who had strong personalities only worked with him. If that makes sense, like your what's his name, like a Rudiger was able to work with him. He was a big personality who has that thing about him. Who's another guy that works really well under him that I'm missing? Christensen, I don't know about his personality. I can't give him that one.
Okay, Jorginho for sure.
Jorginho,
really well.
Kovacic is a big personality from what we know. Aspi, big personality.
Silva.
So it makes sense why those sort of guys worked him, because he was able to do that well. But for some reason, I don't know what's going on at Bayern. Someone that's got as big as a personality, as big of a thing, like a Kimmich, like him, like Muller, just not working out with him. Maybe he just not. There's just something that's not working for him, man management wise, that he just lost. Or
possibly.
All I was saying to you to finish off that final point, that you can't just go into a dressing room, in my opinion, and just say who's with me, you're either with me or against me. If not, just like that for me, that just breaks the dressing room. You've made if it is like if there's more than 50% of the people that don't want to be with you, then you've made more than half the team your ops, and that's like 6 or 7 players. Imagine if they start for you, then they're not playing for you. They're not listening to you.
Mm-hmm. So there's obviously with Tuchel, there looks like they're giving him time. If he does get the sack, I'm sure we'll make it a topic and we'll be discussing this more in depth, because there's definitely plenty of things to discuss about Tuchel. And we can keep going on this conversation alone. We're almost at the 40-minute mark and we've only discussed one topic. So it is what it is. It's Tuchel. So I love talking about Tuchel. But we'll keep track of this and we'll come back to this discussion in the future. But let's just go on to the next topic I wanted to bring up, which is Petr Cech. Had more things to say about his departure from the club that I wanted to bring to light since the last time we mentioned this. So Petr Cech the sky on leaving Chelsea. I miss my work, but I don't have regrets. After such a significant change, I was too worried that I'd always be comparing what has been done to what might happen in the future. I had a gut feeling that I was in the right position, and then I left. There was a lot of discussion that I was told to leave, but I was the opposite. I resigned on my own terms. I mean, to a certain extent, I kind of get where he's coming from. I'm not going to sit here and banter and be like, oh, he abandoned us. Like, I think he abandoned us. I just think there were some things that I'm sure under the radar he was involved with that could have probably brought some scrutiny to his direction that he probably didn't want. Because we had a bullseye on us during the UK sanctions that was put on us through the government, and it does feel like, especially with these owners, I'll admit this, when you start to tread over toes, start to do someone else's job, or maybe push too much, they seem to not like that. But that's my 2 cents, and maybe that's a reasonable reason why he left. But I mean, Ahmed, do you have any thoughts on these comments that Petr Cech says on why he left?
Nothing much. I just feel like, you know, I just think with him, probably, what's it called? I think with him, he just probably felt like, you know, he was part of the old regime maybe, and he thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit into a new one. That's what I think it is with him. And at the end of the day, he left on his own accord. It wasn't that deep. And listen, man, I wish him nothing but the best, man. That's our legend anyway.
Anyone else want to comment on Petr Cech's thoughts here from Sky Sports?
Yeah, I'll just take it at face value. I mean, no, I kind of see it as, you know, like Ahmed said, part of the old regime. And it's kind of a similar thing to like a lot of Chelsea fans where they try and compare the standards of that time to the standards of now. It can't be the same thing. One doesn't apply to the other. And he, you know, Petr Cech is a very intelligent man. He obviously, I'm going to take it for face value that he understands that, and that he has acted in the best interests of the club that he loved to play for all those years, and also as an executive as well, and that he decided to move on. And you know, I'm glad that he's doing well. I'm glad he has no regrets. So, you know, I guess all the best to him for now. You know, he's doing his ice hockey or whatever. So, you know, big up to him, I guess.
Yeah,
Can I just say quickly? I just want to Gary Milburn's comment. Our owners only want yes man. Cech was never going to be that. How do you know that they said, I want you to be a yes man? Do you know? Do we even know what position? Do you know what
position? Just these mineral. I ignore these mineral munchers in the chat, bro.
I don't know, man. Every time you see this, and every time, like, you do realize he was a technical director looking at loans. Like, what are we doing, man? This is why, man. Sometimes, bro, it's just like I just get tired reading these comments, and it's like, please, man.
I don't know what Cech can be like, not be a yes man under Roman anyway. Like, he wanted obviously to.
He probably wasn't. Like, if anything, he was a yes man for Roman.
He accepted Chelsea not getting.
He definitely was a yes man for Roman.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He wanted us to get Shermani, but Roman and all that, or whoever anyway, we didn't get it, man.
Why doesn't anyone call Marina a yes man for Roman? Did people not know that she? People not know that she was like Rome before she became part of Chelsea. She had been working with Roman prior.
She was his PA.
Yeah, she's the one that said that we shouldn't get Tchouaméni. When we got ownership and Roman sanctioned, she's the one that fucked off and jumped ship. Why is she not a yes woman?
Dude,
and picked up money for it, by the way.
One of our, I don't know what, I think he was our chief scout, like for many years, was literally Roman's advisor.
Chad's great.
People know that,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're the only one that come here and doesn't agree. But I mean, Scott, sorry to throw you off on a tangent here.
No, that's cool.
I mean,
bro,
M3.
People,
go ahead.
Specifically to Gary and all you mineral munchers in the chat, go and look up and research Piet de Visa, and go and look up how close he was, what position he had at Chelsea, and go and look how close he was to Roman. He was literally Roman's key advisor, and he was also either just a scout or a chief scout or the chief scout at Chelsea. Is he a yes man as well then? That's a key role, by the way. That's a key role in Chelsea. Seeing as you're a bit thick and don't know what a chief scout is. That's a key role in Chelsea, being a yes man, a literal yes man for the owner. You dumb fuck.
Here's the
anyway, carry on.
I just don't understand, man, why people think a guy that's a
well. Let me tell you, Ahmed. And listen, I don't mean to
and stuff. It's gonna be a yes man.
I don't mean to make this a super deep conversation. Obviously, this is just a simple topic, and I want to go on to the very other topics that we're going to have deep conversations about relating to Chelsea. But I think this is something related to life and how social media has warped people's minds. I really think a large part of this idea of yes men and stuff is coming from people who are sitting behind a computer screen or behind a phone, and they go on Twitter and they say whatever the fuck they want to whoever they want with no repercussions. No one's going to come down on them. Mark Zuckerberg's not going to come down on you, or Elon Musk come down on you and tell you, hey man, you can't say that. You have this idea that you have the liberty to say what you want when you want, you have this freedom of speech and all that, and that illusion makes you think that you can say whatever you want, and these people should say whatever they want as well. Yet, when you are at your own job, are you going to tell your manager, your boss, hey, I don't feel like coming in at these hours you're putting me in? Or, hey, I don't feel like coming into work today. I don't feel too well. No, you wouldn't. So you have this attitude. I think a lot of people have this attitude that, oh, because I can say what I want and I have the backbone to say, if I were that person, I would tell them, well, you're not that person. And if you were that person, guarantee you do not have the backbone to stand up to Roman or Bowley and say, yeah, I think what you're doing is wrong. And I think you're being really stupid trying to sell Ronaldo or buy Ronaldo and this and that. You wouldn't do it. Because you're getting paid too much. The job means too much to you. There's family involved. There's a home and rent and all these things that are factors that, those things are kind of important. I probably should prioritize those. So I'm not going to risk losing my job by saying what I really feel. I'd rather just take the paycheck. So at the end of the day, call yourself a sellout, call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But hey, I live under a nice house, under a nice roof. I'm warm at night. You know, I have brilliant children. I have a wonderful wife, and you are sitting behind a computer screen or a phone and just, no, I'm not. I'm just hypotheticals here. And hypotheticals. Oh, this was hypotheticals. I'm just saying. And at the end of the day, you're sitting behind a computer screen or a phone screen on Twitter, yelling your lungs out to nothing, and you think that these guys should have the same attitude. I think that's a big underlying picture here.
I want to ask before you get my bro. I just want to say quickly, even if Cech is not a yes man, it would be a better thing to be at the club, because then at least Brody can at least go to someone like Cech and ask him about Ronaldo, and he probably say yes because he knows about these players. So I don't understand. If he was a yes man, he probably would be better, because at least he would be.
Also, by the way, Petr Cech was a yes man to Roman because he agreed with Roman to the Super League. So
no, he didn't.
True.
To Petr Cech's word, he didn't, but that's Petr Cech's word.
I'm not. Listen, he agreed with that. Listen, he can say whatever he wants.
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
With the yes man thing, it pisses me off, yes, right? And that's why I kind of go at people in the way that I did. Because there's two things. Number one is you have to have in your job, right, and in personal life, unless you are self-employed, you work for yourself, right? You have to have some level of being a yes man. Otherwise, you're just going to be argumentative all the time, and you're never going to be hired.
You're becoming at that point. You're becoming a bad asset to the company.
Exactly. If you think being a yes man is a bad thing, go and tell your boss to fuck himself, because that's not being a yes man. Next time he tells you to do something, tell him to shove it where the sun don't shine. See how long you last. Even if it's something you don't want to do, right, or you don't like doing, you're going to say yes, sure, because you have a job and you want to keep it.
Yes.
You're not going to say no, because then what's he going to do? He's going to sack you and get someone who's going to do his job.
Well, that's not even work though. That happens in life. Sometimes in life, you have to do that in your relationship. Well, you guys in the chat haven't touched a woman. In your relationship with your parents and your friends.
Hold that, senior.
Some of you.
I'm talking about to the minerals.
I've seen that. Cook this fool.
No, I'm talking about to the minerals people. But anyway, Sina, I don't know about you, but anyway, whatever. When your relationship with your friends and your parents, sometimes you just have to agree to disagree, or sometimes you have to.
I agree.
It's life.
To a certain extent too, especially if you're a manager, just to give the benefit of the doubt here, because to a certain extent, yes, you could be a yes man, but you don't have to be a tool either. To a certain extent, Poch should have the ability in a healthy work environment, should have the ability to say, listen, I think this is really what I want, but at the same time, listen, if you give me this, I'll work with what you got. You should have the ability to say what you want in a polite way, not a rude way, like we saw with the previous journal that got sacked. You should be able to voice your opinion, but at the same time still be willing to work with the other team to accomplish whatever goal. So there is a balance to it. But these people saying yes, man, all this and that, like they don't see that. They don't see the gray area here. It's either one or the other. You're either a yes man and you say yes to everything, or you're a fucking rebel and you run the club and this like that. Like it's just really weird delusion across social media. I think.
Let me just say, Chelsea legend Frank Lampard was also a yes man.
I forgot about that, by the way.
So what are we gonna do now? That's your legend, not mine, but that's your legend. What are we doing?
On another thing as well, like talking to the yes man thing, if these owners wanted a yes man, quote unquote, in every position, then they've already failed. Because if you believe reports, and if you believe the report that they just want a yes man, then I don't know why you wouldn't believe this report as well. When there was scrutiny under Poch a couple of weeks ago after he lost to whoever he lost to, I can't remember, we've had that many. It was the sporting directors wanted him gone. Wanted him sacked. It was Bowley that wanted to keep him. So hang on, they already are disagreeing with the owner. That's not what a yes man does.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's immature, lazy agendas. You just want to repeat what people tell you. You want to repeat what people who have this big following tell you because, hey, they have a lot of people that follow them. That's the majority answer. I'm going to just say that. So at the end of the day, we don't like to do lazy analysis here. We know that.
You know what's just crazy? I just want to say, listen, even though I know my team
in conclusion.
Even though I know my team go 3-1 on Thursday, you know what I mean? Yeah, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek, bro. I'll be honest, doing well, Serie A, Pulisic, okay, Imperial. You know, people talk about him. You know, but you see Havertz score a goal. Oh my God, this is why Havertz was still at Chelsea. You know what I mean? But Pulisic scoring goals. You know, what's his name?
Dude, there are people actually like as much as I
scoring goals. Crazy.
As much as I want to sit here and say good things about Kai Havertz, I can't. But people are still saying they'd rather him and striker than Jackson. I can't even stoop that low. That's insane. They'd rather have kept Kai Havertz than have Nicholas Jackson right now. Listen, the racismo in the Chelsea fan base lives on, man. But uncomfortable conversation. The racismo in the Chelsea fan base lives on.
Is that how to say the word?
That's one of them. That's how you say it in Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we were all speaking English here.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen. I run a fluent, casually Chelsea fucking show. This guy. All right, shut the fuck. No, I'm not. I'm in the United States. What do you mean I'm in the UK?
He's not, though. I was about to say he's literally not.
Yeah, I'm in New fucking Jersey, bro. World Cup final right here.
What they speak in New Jersey, man? English in next door.
New Jersey. We speak whatever the fuck we want.
American. They speak American language.
Speak American. All right. Speaking of speaking American, has nothing to do with it. But speaking of yes men, actually, let's talk about this yes man, Antonio Conte. Yeah, I mean, listen, it wasn't supposed to be a good one. Hey, when I went into Antonio Conte's home in Turin for the interview, it was decorated with an awful lot of Chelsea memorabilia. I must say, there are a lot of Chelsea memories there, and it's a club in which I will always he will always remain fond of. That's Matt Law kind of fishing for some type of story or article. But hey, you guys think Antonio Conte Part 2 could happen at Chelsea?
Fuck him. I hope he steps on Lego.
I don't think it can ever happen.
Bring him back.
If it was Roman Abramovich, I think maybe, but not currently, bro. Not currently.
Someone needs to ask Matt Law, did Conte have the court case on his wall as well?
Oh my God!
Yeah, fuck him.
Yo, so he got the court case.
That's actually really true.
Where is Conte now?
He doesn't.
He's unemployed,
on a
like he
beach somewhere,
deserves
probably. I mean, he might be the next Bayern manager, guys. I don't know. You never know.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I hope he relegates him. That'd be funny.
No. Apparently, AC Milan are getting a takeover by some rich, like sheikhs, I think, sheikhs, and apparently AC.
Wait, weren't they already just taken over by Americans?
I don't know. Whatever. I'm just saying. What I read is apparently Conte is linked to AC Milan. So hey, Leao, get ready for wingback duties, bro.
I was gonna say if that happens, hey, Ruben, I'm sorry, my guy, but I hope you get relegated.
Back to striker, man. RLC striker. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Bro, how can people support this dude? I've never heard of any other dude in the history of football sue his own club. How can anyone support this dude?
They was dickheads.
Fuck him.
Were we?
He's a prick.
Wait, what? Why did he sue us again?
Oh no, he's a prick.
Just dismissal or something?
Well, Mourinho's sued us one.
It was for wages. It was for wages.
Yeah. So what? So we didn't pay him money.
So we didn't pay him money for like rotting the club and pulling us down to his level. Again, 6-4-1 by Watford.
We claimed that we sacked him, and then I think he was like, "It doesn't matter. I should have still paid my full amount of money, whatever it was." And he basically we wanted that net, so we had to pay him his full amount of money, basically, which was 25 million.
Hey, listen, Antonio,
why are we sacking this season, man? That was stupid.
Listen, I get it. Wigs are expensive, man. Secure the bag.
Yeah.
Bro, can I just say though, he's been making too much money from management. You know, he's made fucking 25 mil from us.
It's
he probably made a bunch of money from Tottenham and Inter too.
All these managers, a bunch of scammers, man.
Wait a minute, didn't he resign from Inter? He didn't get a payout.
Yeah, he did.
He did get a payout, bro.
I'm telling you, this man.
Wait, what was his contract? With us? How long was this contract?
Well, I thought it was 4 years, no? I think it was a 4-year contract with us, no?
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, back in the day, we were giving out those crazy contracts, remember?
We didn't care how much we paid afterwards.
I originally thought it was only 2 because in his second season, when it was going bad, we didn't sack him. We gave him the full season. But I assumed it was only 2 years.
It must have been 3 years then. It must be either 4 or 3.
He definitely would have had more 2 years.
Because that's why when I found out about the whole suing us thing, because at the time I didn't know, I was quite shocked because I was like, well, we only gave him a 2-year contract and we saw how it was his 2 years. But, hey.
Did we extend? I mean, did we extend it after we won the league?
I reckon we would have given him like an extra year.
That might have been the case.
I reckon we get after winning the league. I know.
My memory's very bad of that period. Sorry,
I don't think we did.
You know, it is quite common to happen though. You see like managers get a like extension when they win a league or something big, like the owners.
Yeah, they're normally worth it though. Not overrated managers.
Hey, respect him, man. He won us the Premier League and FA Cup in 2 seasons. Respect him.
Good for him. Good for him. I don't care. He's overrated.
It is good for him.
He's overrated as shit.
He cooked for Inter as well.
He's overrated as shit.
Did he cook for Inter?
Yeah.
Did he cook for Inter?
He did cook for Inter. He did cook for Inter. Let's not do this, Marshall.
Okay,
they won the Scudetto, but they were immediately knocked out of every single competition they were in. They only had that season.
Do you know the last team he won? Hang on. Do you know the last team that he won a European game against?
Oh, his European record is shit.
Valencia?
It was Celtic.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I've just looked it up. By the way, Conte did get a 2-year extension after he won the league.
So yeah, 4 years.
According to the Telegraph, he did.
But anyway, no, but we're talking about in the league what he did for Inter. I mean, they hadn't won a title since Jose.
Yeah,
it was a decade ago.
And now they're basically close to bankruptcy.
They cooked now.
That's the Serie A for you, man.
Yeah,
that's their owners.
They should have played.
No. Scott, like 90% of Serie A clubs.
No, but that's specifically their owners. Their owners are a mess. Their owners already folded one football club.
But that's Serie A, man.
Yeah.
No, but like these are the same owners that had a Chinese Super League team. They won the league and folded in the same season.
Hey, listen,
they're a mess financially, bro.
That's heritage, Serie A heritage.
Bro, I wouldn't trust them with a credit card. Never mind a football club.
Let's get those "we must suffer" emojis in the chat for those of you that have it.
But yeah, anyway. You saying bring back Conte? No.
Yeah, bring him back.
Like I don't hate Conte, like Scott and Peter do. However, I don't want him back.
No. I'm sorry, I cannot forgive him for that second season. You know,
what's that when it comes to Chelsea?
The second season of Conte is unforgivable as a manager. You can't forgive him for that, bro.
I can't forgive him for that one game against City.
Bro,
I don't know what that was all about.
Genuinely, you can't forgive him for that second season.
Yeah, that second season was.
Bro, Ahmed, I genuinely think I'd rather scoop my eyeballs out with a rough spoon than watch Conte.
But the man did get fucked with transfers.
You know how bad it was? I stopped watching Chelsea in that period, by the way. I stopped watching the club.
That's crazy considering we went to fucking Graham Potter.
If I never have to see another second of Conte ball in my life, I'll be happy. Holy shit.
Can I say our best signing for Conte after he won the league was fucked? Like, our best signing was Bakayoko, and I was actually happy about Bakayoko, but the rest of them, like Drinkwater, Zappacosta, and the rest of them, like, I forgot, honestly, because it's just that bad. I just never...
Yo, Jez is here,
no,
too.
There's no excuse to tank the season like he did. There's no excuse to tank the season as well.
No, but
I understand what he means, though. I understand what he means.
Oh, we got Morata as well.
Listen, I mean,
He wanted Conte. He wanted Lukaku.
I don't know. Maybe what I'm about to say is probably a bit too personal, but like for me, I can't necessarily hate Conte. I mean, he was like the last league title I saw like with my dad and stuff. So I can't really hate him.
No, that's fair, bro. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So there's like
Don't
a little personal.
don't bring him back.
Yeah. Let's keep this.
At least we agree on that.
Yeah, that's fair enough, bro.
All right. Well,
but listen, man. Listen. At the end of the day, though, bro. You know, what was the topic?
Conte coming back to Chelsea potentially because Matt
at the end of the
Law
day,
decided, hey,
I personally
he likes Chelsea.
The reason, listen, I was gonna say the reason probably why he has that a lot because like he has a great relationship with actually Tom Terry. I don't know if you know that. Like, they're actually very good mates.
Oh, so, Conte and JT.
Yeah, which explains probably why he has a lot of Chelsea memorabilia, maybe because of the fact that he got on well with a lot of people in it. So even if
him and John Terry got on well,
bro, they got on well a lot, bro. Like they, I've seen if you look at Instagram as well, like if you go on Instagram, for example, he's always commenting on each other's Instagrams, like everything like that. They're always hyping each other up. So like I didn't know that until like I think a year ago.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah, so like they actually have a very good relationship. So there's that. But at the end of the day, man, by the end of the day, that probably explains the Chelsea memorabilia stuff. But in general, though, I don't think he'll ever come back to the club considering the style of play these owners are trying to look. The style of play these guys are trying to build. Like we've seen Graham Potter's style of play. We know what it's like. I was gonna say Potter's style of play, but I don't know what that is. So I didn't know what to say. You know what I'm saying, bro? So I just moved on.
I don't think these managers, these owners, are they an aesthetic merchant per se? I don't know because like if we're gonna say
they feel like they're attacking football match. Those guys.
Yeah, are they though? Because if we're gonna go,
it did seem like they wanted to move away from this the whole back three thing. Because do you remember when Potter randomly switched to a back four last season, and it just made no sense? And then he eventually went back to the back three. Like it felt like there might have been a pressure from somewhere to ditch it.
Yeah, to the 4-4-3.
Anyway, like I was saying, like.
Oh God!
I don't really think you can call them like an aesthetic or attacking merchants or whatever because, like, them bringing in Potter. If we're gonna go with this thing like these guys don't know much about football or whatever, which is the narrative people always want to run, then you can't expect them to have known about like Graham, the intricacies of Graham Potter's like attacking football.
Well,
I just think they went for Potter because he was just the hottest name in the Premier League.
Well, there's something they should know with Conte.
Because the last time like Poch was in the Premier League, he was like the manager of a youth project at Spurs, and that was like quote unquote successful. So I think that's
on the youth thing. That's one thing they should be able to identify with Conte, that he wants nothing to do with developing young players. That alone omits him from any talks of joining Chelsea. He will not develop these players. He never has done that at any other club to a high degree, and he never will. Agreed.
Speaking of,
I'd rather bring back Jose than bring back Conte.
Fair enough. Speaking of youth and developing, let's talk about FFP and this whole back and forth about FFP that's been happening recently, which has left a few Chelsea fans pretty confused on the situation of what's going on and what's going to happen with Osimhen and so on and so forth with the other transfer targets that we need to try to improve on, including the left back position and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and start reading right here. Chelsea will need to sell some players to balance the books if they are to realize ambitious plans to add a new center back and a left back, as well as a top striker, according to Nazar Kinsella. We can go on. We have here Chelsea could comfortably spend £200 million this summer, even before sales. If they chose to spend £300 to £350 million, it could offset with sales such as Maatsen for £35 million, Hall for £28 million, clause expected to kick in, Broja planned to sell for £35 million, and Gallagher and Chalobah, according to Ben Jacobs via Simon Phillips. We continue on. Chelsea have sellable assets like Romelu Lukaku, Ian Maatsen, Lewis Hall, Trevor Chalobah, possibly Marco Cucurella, and Conor Gallagher. It would not be forced to bring in a fee for Mykhailo Mudryk currently, according to Ben Jacobs. Interesting. Let's go on with the final tweet I have here. Chelsea has names on a permanent sale list that include Lukaku and Maatsen. There's Chalobah, possibly Cucurella, and Gallagher. There are enough other sellable assets that would mean Chelsea would not be forced to bring in a fee for Mudryk, according to Ben Jacobs. So we'll talk on Mudryk because apparently there was an offer on the table for him for a loan, but we'll discuss that later on in the show or maybe after this segment. But
his IDs in the wash, man. You want
but Prime, you've been saying yes. What are you agreeing with that you heard right here?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Conor Gallagher.
Okay, speak on it.
Oh no, I'm just listening. 50 mil, 40 mil. I'll take a meal deal for him. He can go.
Oh my god.
A meal deal for him.
It's gonna be
and cue that wrestling meme. Alfie Gilchrist, you're next. You're next.
I think with Gilchrist, I don't think he's gonna. If he's sold, and he doesn't turn out to be what the club want him to be, whatever it is, he's probably gonna get sold in 2 years. I don't think he'll get sold.
Good.
In some,
Good fucking
future.
I think probably if that would be the case, I think with Gallagher.
Oh, now Scott sees the vision about Gilchrist.
Again with Gallagher, bro. Gallagher, bro. 50 million.
I gave him a chance. He raked.
He still gets 50 million for Gallagher, by the way. I stand by that.
Now Scott sees the vision. Look at this. Look at all of this. As Drake said, I started it. All you non-believers, I started this.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
I mean, where I stand with Gallagher. Well, actually, there's two camps here. Let's discussing Mudryk and discussing Gallagher. I'll start with Gallagher. It's one of those situations that he could be good as a squad player, in my opinion. In my opinion, but if I could get 50, and even Joel's saying here 80, which I think is a long shot considering the length of his contract that's left, I would take it. No problem. Not at all. I think there are other players out there that can give you more than what Gallagher currently gives you.
Did you say 80?
Yes, which I don't think
he's got 1 year left on his contract.
Exactly. I said that as well. But
I think
this is the other thing too that's going to happen with this is the other thing too before you go, Ahmed, that I think is when it comes to Conor Gallagher, that's realistically going to happen, in my honest opinion. I think he's going to run down his contract. He's going to go on a free if he goes. I don't think he wants to go.
Man. Gallagher, man, he's my dog. He's my third choice captain. Like, we can't sell him.
What happened to your dog?
He's got a year left after
what
this.
happened to my dog?
Season.
Yeah, I mean, you're calling Gallagher a dog, so you're calling Gallagher a dog, so like,
my dog's still running. My dog. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, Gallagher, man, like we can't replace Gallagher. Like he's literally he's our third choice captain, man. How can we replace that?
We know what happens with dogs.
Easily.
Oh my god, that is insane. Nah.
I don't even know what realistic price they want for Gallagher, because like they want to pay only 60 million for Boha, and Boha's worse than Gallagher.
I think with Gallagher, by the way, I guess
Boha's got a long
you can get 50 million for Gallagher in the summer.
I think he could, yeah. He's English as well.
No. Like if they're smart enough, they can package him like they did with Mason Mount when they sold Mason Mount. So you can get.
I don't think Man United's going to trust us again.
No, but Ahmed. The only club stupid enough to pay, 60 mil for Mason Mount was Arsenal and Man United.
I'll be honest, though, Gallagher's having the season of his life. You know what the EPL is like, bro. These guys are gullible enough to do that nonsense.
But 60. But you said 60, no?
50 mil.
He said 50.
Oh, 50. 50. Yeah. Tottenham are not.
I do have some tweets on Gallagher.
It doesn't need to be. Again, it doesn't need to be Tottenham though. By the way,
I think Tottenham too poor to do that.
It could be like another mid-table. What's it called? West Ham. You know what West Ham like? West Ham will waste any money on any average midfielder after 50 million. They'll do that.
Maybe Man City. They're stupid enough to buy Calvin Phillips for 50.
I don't. Chris,
they bought Calvin Phillips, man.
Chill.
Calvin Phillips
was
Calvin
class.
Phillips is miles better than Gallagher. Calvin Phillips is miles better than Gallagher.
I know.
Calvin Phillips was so good for
Gallagher
Leeds.
does more for the team and Calvin Phillips.
You not remember before Calvin Phillips went to Man City? He's one of the best midfielders in the league.
I don't think he's one of the best.
In a heavy pressing system, by the way. In a heavy pressing system. Under Bielsa.
Let me read the rest of these tweets before I have to address Chris real quick. Let me just read these real quick. Tottenham are set to make a move for Conor Gallagher in the summer if he does not extend his deal. We go on. Despite talks, no significant progress over new contracts for Conor Gallagher, according to Matt Law. Conor Gallagher contract situation. This is according to Liam Toohey for The Athletic. Dialogue is open between the player representatives and the Chelsea sporting directors. It's not bitter like Mason Mount. There's a significant chance an agreement could be reached if it remains open. However, there's no movement towards a new deal and nothing on the table currently. Then we go on. The reality is Conor Gallagher's vast improvement this season has been an unexpected development for Chelsea, who were not planning for him to become a key cog in their midfield when they committed more than £300 million in transfer fees in 2023. And I think this last one actually summarized a big reason why this is in the standstill that it is. And this is why I think Conor Gallagher will not be offered a reasonable contract, or at least the contract that he wants. Let me not say reasonable, but the contract that he wants to continue with Chelsea. They will offer him contracts he's not going to want, in a sense to essentially kind of force him to just run down his contract or force him to move to a club quickly, because they definitely do want to sell this guy.
Marshall, can I tell you something? Yeah, that last point by Liam Toohey. I think the other thing is going to be if I don't know if Lavia. I think Lavia is quite soon, if I'm not mistaken. No, from what it's looking like with the picture and stuff. I don't know. He might be back in a
maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who's that guy?
It could be back in the next two weeks or something like that. If he does come back, there's going to be another 2 to 3 months of football to play. So if Lavia is as good as if Lavia starts to perform to a really high level, then it does hurt Gallagher then, because then now at least we don't have anyone that's injured that's not going to be able to. What's it called? Where he's going to be able to continue to show his talent. You've got to have a guy that you paid big money for to play that's going to be able to play for you. So we'll see that one.
Here's the problem, though, right? I agree with what you're saying in theory. If Poch wasn't our manager, and now we all assume he'll get sacked in the summer, right? But as of right now, Poch is our manager, and Gallagher is our captain. Forget about Reece James and Chilwell, because one is fat and the other is injured prone. Gallagher is our captain. Poch does not want to get rid of Gallagher. He is here. So either they find a way to get a new contract, or Gallagher runs it down or whatever, because Poch is here. Gallagher wants to fight and stay. If Chelsea win the Carabao Cup next week, that might be another added incentive he could use to get a new contract in. And I think ultimately he'll end up taking a pay cut to get a new contract. He's not like Mason Mount. The guy really wants to play for this club. He really loves this club. So I think he'll take a pay cut to play for the club. I think he'll take it. Unfortunately. What was it Ahmed always says? When I'm losing, I'm always losing.
Oh, something like this.
I'm just losing, man. Every time I win, I just lose.
That's how I feel.
I mean, Chris, you seem to disagree with getting rid of Conor Gallagher, and that you'd rather keep him than Calvin Phillips, which I think is absolutely
no. Hang on. I said they may as well go for Gallagher since they went for Calvin Phillips. That's what I said.
Man City is not gonna. Yeah.
Well, they bought Calvin Phillips, where I felt like he had
so where does he fit in the
midfield? Premier League before he went to Man City.
Yeah, but Gallagher and Phillips don't even play the same position.
They're both box-to-box midfielders, aren't they?
No, they're not. Phillips is a DM.
Phillips
I know
is
he's
a
DM, but he does. I know he's a DM, but he does go up. Like as I remember, he did
doesn't.
go up.
No, he doesn't. No,
Not
he
like,
doesn't.
not like. Okay.
Not
Maybe.
really.
At Leeds, he played as the lone
Gallagher,
pivot.
man.
Yeah, Gallagher is more attacking and Calvin Phillips. I know that, but like, I
Not
felt
that
like Calvin
much.
Phillips.
Calvin Phillips is like a regista, deep line
I don't know,
playmaker.
man. Like he got, I don't know. Even at Leeds, he even got injured a lot. So I don't. I can't really tell like that. Like he did get injured at Leeds as well.
Well,
so.
yeah, no. I agree with Chris because Phillips is injury prone. It's hard to tell that him and Gallagher are the same type of player. I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, but like I would like you said like who I'd rather. I'd rather Gallagher over Calvin Phillips because I know what I get from Gallagher. Calvin Phillips, I don't even know what I get from that guy because he never really plays. So like I don't know why Man City paid 50 million for Calvin Phillips because he didn't really play.
Control in midfield.
He was
Okay,
injured,
well,
he was
one
injured
mistake
a lot.
doesn't have to just justify another.
Well, they may
objectively
as well.
speaking.
They
I
bought
mean,
Kovacic,
to be
man. That's
fair,
gone so well for him.
But like they have Rodri. I mean, Rodri.
Yeah, like,
when he's fit, there's no reason to play Calvin Phillips.
Wait.
That's why you didn't see him play because he
Chris,
has that competition ahead of him.
okay,
You
so
said
they
you'd
want to
rather
pay the
have
one
Gallagher
midfielder. You
over
saying?
Phillips. You said you'd rather have Gallagher over Phillips.
They use John Stones in DM. Don't tell me Calvin Phillips couldn't get over
Did
John
you
Stones.
say
John Stones is good.
Oh yeah,
John Stones is better than Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem. It's something back at midfield's better than Cal Phillips.
But that's not disrespect to Calvin Phillips. John Stones is a good player.
He's not that good.
Wait,
Chris.
what?
He's one of the best players in the league. What are you on about?
Calvin Phillips.
No, John
Chris.
Stones.
Oh.
Chris.
In midfield? I don't know.
Chris.
Yeah.
Huh? Did you say you'd
Did you
rather
not
have?
see? Okay, you know what? Prime, go. I'm
Chris.
sorry.
You say you'd rather have Gallagher over Calvin Phillips?
Yeah, he's more available.
I'm okay with availability, but on ability, Gallagher. You think Gallagher is better than Phillips?
Yeah, ability Calvin Phillips because the passing I've seen him do before, like it's just Gallagher can never do. Cool. Like Calvin Phillips is a better passer, sure. He's more technical. He's more technical than Gallagher. I agree.
Let's have it right.
I'm not even gonna go and say Gallagher's more technical than Calvin Phillips because I will lose in that debate. But I don't know. Like Calvin Phillips, like, that's a waste of money. I'll still stand by that completely. 50 million.
I mean,
for Calvin
I don't
Phillips.
disagree with you on that, but I do think that he is. I would have taken him at Chelsea that season easily.
For 50?
He was.
Listen, I take him at Chelsea now. You're telling me we have to keep Gallagher? I'll take Phillips.
No.
What team is he at now? He just transferred over to
West Ham on loan.
He's at West Ham.
He's at West Ham.
Yeah, you got sent off yesterday.
I've
in the space of like 3 games, he's been at fault for a goal they've conceded and has been sent off. I'm good.
Okay, well.
No, but stop. I'm saying if you have to give me, if you're giving me Gallagher, then why not just take Phillips?
I'll take
just shoot myself in the foot.
Santos over him. I'd take Santos over Phillips.
I'd rather point that player at someone else. But.
Yeah, I'll say if you're telling me between those two, obviously Phillips, but I'd just rather go get someone else and just save me the pain.
I mean, since we are on the topic of FFP, another player that was mentioned was Mykhailo Mudryk, and apparently.
Sorry, no. Bring up that Vic quote. Sorry, bring up that Vic comment.
Oh yeah.
Man said more misses than hits on Pep.
Yeah.
Man said more misses than hits for Pep Guardiola.
Okay. But Pep must be some manager if he's winning all these league titles with flops.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just not going to talk about Rodri. We're just not going to talk about Stones. We're just not going to talk about Edison. We're just not going to talk about Doku or Alvarez. We're just not going to talk about Silva.
I'm just saying.
We're just not going to talk about who else they got. Ake. We're just not going to talk about Diaz. We're just not going to talk about Akanji. We're just not going to talk about the whole team. We're just going to talk about the 4 guys. Okay.
Actually, no, Scott. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Mykhailo Mudryk. That's what we're going to do.
That was a nice segue.
Yay, thank you. Bayern asked for the possibility to bring in Mudryk on loan from Chelsea in January, but Chelsea's answer was no. And this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. I thought this was just rumors, but this is actually legit. Bayern considered late January move for Mykhailo Mudryk on loan from Chelsea, but it was not even a concrete negotiation. No chance, as Chelsea didn't want Mudryk to leave, and so Bayern focus was on bringing Brian Zaragoza to the the club. Then we have Mauricio Pochettino on Mudryk's development because it's part of the evolution, the development. Their needs to feel. I think that's what he meant to say. There needs to feel sometimes the pain, young guys. Otherwise, it's always so easy. The most important thing is the way out, the way you manage the situation. So I think what he's trying to say that Mudryk needs to feel the struggles of, earning his place in the team or developing to the player that he needs to develop. And so it's it's important you manage the situation, I guess. But guys, would you have let Mudryk go on loan to Bayern?
No.
Yeah.
No, I want him on our bench.
Okay, well, I want to hear the no. Who said no?
I said no.
Okay, on the spot.
It's not because I want to keep him. It's because sending him to Bayern doesn't change his situation. He's still in a very spotlighted environment where any bad first touch, any miss is going to be all over the internet and whatnot. It just doesn't. It's literally just as good as him staying at Chelsea, and he's going to go to Bayern Munich where they've got better attackers. He wouldn't get minutes anyway, so what I would have done ideally in January, I would have sent him to Strasbourg if we could somehow find a way to get another player back from an international loan. But that's the only thing I'd do. I'd like to just... Bayern doesn't make any sense from that point of view, really. It just doesn't... It's not different enough to Chelsea. He'd be on the bench still, and when he does play, he'd be spotlighted for his mistakes.
Do you think that the Bundesliga suits a player like him?
Yes, but it does. But then what is that teaching you about him? That's teaching you that he can play well in a league that theoretically attackers should thrive in, unless you're Callum Hudson-Odoi. But
I'm surprised that we didn't try because Dortmund wanted a winger in January. That's why they got Sancho. I'm surprised we didn't try offer Dortmund Mudryk. I don't know.
Well,
then again,
Scott said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, but then again, like from the stuff I saw, because I saw this like a couple of weeks ago, or like a week ago, or whatever. And from what I saw, it's that Mudryk wanted to go out on loan, but the board declined that loan.
I mean, Scott, you're for the loan. I mean, you want to elaborate on why? Even though I know it's obvious.
Get more games than he would here, in my opinion, because Poch clearly doesn't rate him. He keeps making all these bullshit excuses that he was making a season, then he played him, and now he's making the same bullshit excuses. If you don't rate him, just say you don't just say he's not ready. You don't have to keep making these fucking excuses that you keep making every single time. I also think it would have suited him in terms of the league. I think there would have been more space for him to work when he played. Like, I don't know whether he would have suited the system, because we're seeing other people in that system under Tuchel not working. But yeah, it would just got more game time, and I don't really think he has a future here, at least based on what we're seeing so far. So and there's also then a platform, if he goes there and performs, you could potentially sell him and make at least some of the money that you spent back on him. Because if we try to sell him now, we're making like half of what we spent on him at best.
If we sell him, we paid like 60 million for him now, but we could pay extra if he wins the league and all that. What happens to all that? Does that just fade away?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Because we don't win it with him, so it doesn't count.
Yeah. I guess we scammed him, but
no, they scammed us.
No, we kind of did actually. I mean, yeah, that's also true.
Well, I thought 60 million, I guess, but he does have his use at times.
No, Chris. I know the transfer market's inflated now, but 60 million for this level of player that we've seen for a year, agree. Still not good enough.
No, it's
definitely. How are we making 60 million off of him?
What, him playing or?
No.
As in sale.
Oh.
No, how are we making 60 million? How are we making our money back?
Well, if we're gonna sell him, like you said, well, yeah, we have to send him out on loan, or even just play him, because he's not going to up his value just sitting on the bench watching Chelsea play. Of course,
he has to play well too.
Yeah, and play well
when he does play.
I don't think he's played terribly wrong this season. He's had his bad games. No, of course he has, but he's definitely had good games this season. I've liked as well. I don't think he's been.
You don't pay 60 million for inconsistency though.
Well, consistency doesn't even happen with Poch. I remember when he played well, and then all of a sudden, bam, he's on the bench, like nobody's business. I didn't understand that. And I know we.
Well,
talked
I mean,
about
there's
stuff like that
also
before.
Chris. There's also games where he plays well and then he's injured. He's out of contention for the next game. That's happened so many times this season.
Has he got enough injuries this season?
I actually don't think that's happened.
I'm
that
not
many
making
times.
that up.
He's
right,
got some
guys?
knocks, I think.
I feel like you are.
Like there's at least three times there this season. Like after
I think he had
Arsenal,
that
he
one
was
out
unavailable for
front,
the
though.
next fixture.
Yeah.
Then there was Jesus Christ. What
I think
game was
after he scored against Palace, he got an injury in
Thanks, Mark, I might
training.
be your favourite friend on this.
it? It may have been Palace as well, yeah. And then there was another game I think too, where he just doesn't become available for the next game. But I mean, Ahmed, you seemed like you wanted to add on to that. But I also want to ask you, why do you think we held on to him? Because I can't make sense of it. He's not playing.
It's probably because of who can play on the wing as well. Think about it. Other than Sterling on the wing, who else is there to be back at one left wing?
Nkunku, Jackson.
This Ahmed guy.
No, okay. Trolling aside. I think they want to like try to at least keep his development in house. I think like in house. I think that's what they wanted. I think that was what their plan was. But the issue is like the only way, for example, that to actually work is that for him to be playing some level of consistent football. That's the only way it works, right? And he's actually improving in training. The problem is, that's not happening. So if that's the case, okay, send him to Strasbourg. You know you can at least force whoever's there. I think Vieira's there right now, Patrick Vieira. Tell him you have to play him every single game. Simple as, and then you can at least play regularly. Learn his style of play in the league, which is known to be at least similar to the Premier League, at least in terms of how they play and the physicality. So he could have actually improved there. I just don't understand why that's not happening. Like, we can send Santos there, we can send Angelo there, but we can't send Mudryk there.
I think we can. Like, how many years has he got left at Chelsea? 6?
No. You're not getting my point. I don't mean about the years. I mean, why is it we can send Santos there, we can send Angelo there, but we can't send Mudryk to Strasbourg to learn his trade?
Probably because he's a big sign and a big money move, and I don't know. That's maybe a bit odd.
It shouldn't really matter though. If you're the club, why do you care about the optics?
Wasn't Santos a reasonably big signing as well for his age?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
He was like a decent amount of money, wasn't he? It was like 40 mil, maybe?
Wait, Santos?
Or am I making that up? How much was Santos? Does anyone
I
remember?
thought he was like 15, 20.
He was 30 million.
Santos was 30 mil. I mean, for an 18-year-old.
If we invest, man. We invest in all these youngsters.
Well, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Look at that, bro. It doesn't. And again, I think from an optic standpoint, why should the club care about the optic standpoint? Because at the end of the day, you are the man. You're the one that wants this player to eventually work out for you and give you the best he can year in year out. Send him to somewhere that you know that you already own, where you can at least create an environment for him to flourish in.
I don't disagree with that.
I'm not gonna disagree with it because like if he's not
Like
gonna play,
like literally for me that shouldn't matter what was it called Matt Law thinks about it. We shouldn't care what Nizar Kinsella thinks about it. It shouldn't matter what the guys at TalkSport who all had like medium playing careers and care about it. It shouldn't really matter. What should matter is the player's development.
And to be fair, maybe they thought that he would actually start getting more game time post January and kick on. But again, Poch is just not playing him.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think for me, there should have been some level of an honest conversation of Poch. They should have asked him, "Are you gonna play him or not?" And if he said, "Yeah, I don't," what's it called? But if you're not gonna play him that much, okay, we'll send him over to Strasbourg to learn his trade. That's what you should have said. But I think France. The thing though, Francis, is the reason why I say I don't think this club cares about optics because look how easy we get bashing the week in week out for all of the else. Do you think the club is caring about what the guys at Sky, the guys at TalkSport really think about it? No.
Yeah, I mean, while we're actually talking about this, I think where this actually transitions into this next topic is on that multi-club model, right? There is a little bit of news here, but this is part of the frustrations we've expressed previously about not having this multi-club model that you want. We're not against the multi-club model, but I think the issue is you're getting all these players, but you don't have this set up yet. It's you're prematurely getting these players. Some of them, like David Washington, whatever happened to Moreira? Did he ever go back out, or is he in the under 23s? Like, I don't even know what's happening to him. Oh, wait, what do you mean he's back? He's with the club, right?
He's back with with the club.
Yeah, like we have
like the Premier League team.
Okay. So like we do have talents that are just sitting on the bench, not developing and not like recalling Cassidy. Like I understand part of it was because of the whole Lavia and Ukuchuku situation with the injuries, but at the same time, now they're sitting on the bench. They're not developing as well as they could. We don't have a multi-club model set up so that they can flourish in. And I don't think there's probably a limit to how many loans we can send out to Strasbourg, but what I wanted to mention here is this: Chelsea are working hard behind the scenes to grow the multi-club model. They are looking at several clubs in Europe and South America with an ongoing assessment of concrete options in Portugal, Belgium, Brazil, and Argentina, according to Ben Jacobs. Again, this is all great. The talk is fantastic, but we need to get this set up if we're going to continue on with this whole youth model and getting these players way before we even have a place for them to develop. Anyone?
but there's nothing to say because it's true.
I mean, yeah, it is true. And I would think like Mudryk has to be one of those players that we have to send off on a loan to another club. It's not set up. And I don't know. I mean, Chris, you sounded like you wanted to say something.
No, I'm just sick of the multi-club shit because like I don't know, like we just been talking about because we just keep talking about like multi-club.
Tell them how you really feel, Chris.
It's not like much to think about. Like it's just we keep talking about like us like buying these clubs and everything. And we're just not be doing that. We just bought one club and we just like I think Ahmed or you said earlier we just oversigned a bunch of young players. Like we signed like this young kid from Colombia, right, for 60 million. I don't know.
Not Colombia. It's
Ecuador. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, like we signed a bunch of youngsters anyway. Like Santos who couldn't get minutes at this club. Like if we buy these other clubs, then yeah, sure, these players can go to there and actually have minutes and shit. But like. I don't know, man. I'm just sick of it until we actually see it happening. I don't know what's stopping us not doing it right now. Is it like legal reasons?
Apparently Moreira can't be loaned again.
Yeah,
no, he can't.
No.
Oh, true. Because that would be.
He's played for too many clubs within the calendar year.
Yeah.
He played for 2 clubs this season. He can't play for a third.
So and we're not in the transfer window anymore as well.
Well, that's also true, obviously. But like,
bro, like today, for example, I don't know if you know, but Istanbul Başakşehir have literally been brought by the City Group.
Have they?
Yeah.
I did see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Really?
That's
a big club.
But again, this is the point. Like, I get what the owners are trying to do. I just think for me,
they're just being fucking slow with it.
Yes, they just you're just being too slow. And you need to start. If you want this club, if you want to get this club. You need to start, moving up, like speeding up. We know there's the Sporting Lisbon process that's still ongoing. We don't know if they finish that deal yet or not. So we could already be having Chelsea, Strasbourg, and Sporting. I know they're looking at a club in South America. There's been rumors about a club in Belgium now as well. So they just need to start, getting into gear, if that makes sense.
But I think these things do take time, obviously. Like buying a club, we saw how long it took for the transfer of ownership for Chelsea. Obviously, the situation was a little bit more different, but these things do take time. And look at Manchester United. Radcliffe only just got the club, and that was a purchase happening well over a year now. So, I mean, I understand. I understand. Well, Chris, I understand that, but Manchester United, you think Manchester United isn't worth billions?
No, but I'm saying it's going to take longer for like clubs like Chelsea and Man United and all that to be bought because we're bigger clubs.
We're not buying small clubs either. Like Sporting isn't a small club.
I think
they're not as big as Chelsea.
I don't think we're not going to be buying any club worth like billions or like it's going to be in the millions. That's it. Like.
Yeah, but bro, hundreds of millions of pounds is still a big amount of money, bro.
But they go see it as an investment. They're going to get money back from it, aren't they? They're not going to like not get money out of it. Like,
yeah, but they got to pick the right investment.
But when you're buying Chelsea, it's the same thing. The reason it takes time is
well, yeah, I think they're going to sell us in the future. That's going to be their big profit. That's in 10 years' time or whatever. I think that's what they're going to do with the club.
Okay, but maybe. What does this have to do with Boys Club?
No, but like you said, you talk about Chelsea and the investment. Yeah, of course they're going to want money off Chelsea.
The point right now of us buying clubs is not for investment purposes. We're buying them to allow us to basically use their facilities and their and the stuff they're able to do. No, not for our loans, to get players and start, doing that thing of creating profit from that. That's the whole point we're doing it. And like the issue I was gonna say is that, guys, United now with Ineos might start doing that, and might start trying to look to buy clubs too. So we need to actually start getting a move on.
That's actually true.
This is why when I say like we need to start moving along, because they already have like a club in France, that's Nice. So you've got United and Nice now. There's another club obviously in Switzerland called Lausanne FC, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's another club, if I'm not mistaken as well. There's they've got one more club. But other than that, bro, they've got 3 clubs right now. We've only got 2, bro.
That's true.
I thought we had 1.
Wait, what do you mean we have 2? Well, yeah, Chelsea and Strasbourg.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, counting Chelsea.
I wasn't counting Chelsea in my head.
Yeah, Chelsea, Strasbourg.
We're the main chess piece, man. I wasn't counting that one.
And obviously, with the main possibility now, if things go according to plan, being Sporting Lisbon. So now we've got 3. So, I don't know why. You know how quickly it took them to buy Strasbourg, by the way? They bought that within the summer window. That's how quickly they bought Strasbourg, by the way. Like, people seem to forget that. But hey.
Yeah, I don't remember it being a long development.
Instead of just buying these all under 18s like next season, just go for clubs and obviously like main players as well. Just don't buy more youngsters for the sake of it, because we bought a lot now. Like that's all we kept hearing for good work. Chelsea buy this player, Chelsea buy that player we never heard of. Like Washington's been sitting on Chelsea's bench like the whole season because he can't get a loan. I feel bad for that kid.
Damn, Chris.
Oh no, Washington's been on our bench because he was meant to be part of the squad. Washington's.
This is just the moment of the violin for Washington, man. We felt bad. What the hell happened, guys?
No, not really. Washington. The only reason he's on the bench is because he was supposed to be used this season, but
was he?
Certain manager won't play him. So
yeah,
about like we tried loaning him out, didn't we?
He's now on loan.
We tried loaning him out, didn't we? But we had to like worry about other players as well at the same time. Because it's like, was it like how many players could we loan out for my like?
Not enough. That's why I'm hoping next season, once we get rid of the rest of this stupid players that we have, like Lukaku and Kepa, like once we get rid of these stupid loans that we have left, Ziyech is one of them as well. I think it'll open up more avenues for our players, which I hope it does. But I'm interested to see how that develops, right? Those loans. So, I mean, we'll be keeping an eye on this. But we're about hour and a half into the show. If you haven't done so already, guys, do smash up the like button. Do also check out the links in the description. There are a few other links to other content creators on there, as well as our Twitter and our Discord, which are fun little communities that you guys can get involved in outside of just the shows. And hit the bell notification if you haven't done so if you're a subscriber. But let's go on to the next topic I wanted to bring up, which is I think it looks like the board are believing in Poch in a sense, but you guys can decipher this and tell me what you think.
Hot take.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested to hear that hot take. Well, let's go ahead and start off with this. Chelsea are backing Mauricio Pochettino, but of course results need to improve. This inconsistency will be deemed unacceptable. Now, this was a few days ago, almost a week ago. So this is a little bit old before the current results. So we have here also Chelsea are looking to have a better second half of the season. Pochettino will need to deliver, but he is safe for now. And this is coming from David Ornstein as well. Then we have here Begdadi Bali has encouraged Mauricio Pochettino to silence critics and ignore noise by winning the Carabao Cup against Liverpool. As long as Iqbali is on his side, he's going nowhere, according to Ben Jacobs. So this kind of struck me off guard. I'm not going to lie. It could be true, but if it is true, it seems like Iqbali's got like a hand around Poch's shoulder. He's like, listen, Boli might not like you, but I believe in you. I believe in you, Poch. I saw what you did for Spurs. I saw the magic. I see the magic. I believe in you, Poch. Show them the magic at the Carabao Cup final. All right. What's your hot take on
wait,
it?
Marshall, do you think that's what that means?
I listen. When you have this saying here, Egbali has encouraged Pochettino to silence critics and ignore the noise by winning the Carabao Cup. That kind of tells me, listen, I know it's hard out there, but you can win this. That shows me that they believe he can win the Carabao Cup. They truly believe this guy can win.
Hang on a minute.
Marshall, you're too much of a nice guy. That tells me that if you don't win this, you've been doing a lot of bullshit this season. If you do not win this final, you will be sacked.
I was going to say, is this not just long speak for do better?
Yeah.
No. This is no. It's not long speak. This is ultimatum. You better win on Tuesday or you're out. That's what I said, by the way. That was my hot take. My hot take was, if you lose the Carabao Cup, he's gone.
Because remember, Marshall, the things have been coming out that Bowley wants to get rid of him. It's Bowley that wants to keep him.
And
right? You not remember that? You not seen that, Marshall?
I thought it. Oh, okay. No, I thought this confirmed it was the other way around.
No. Bowley wants to get rid. Bowley wants to keep. So, Poch, don't win this final. Sayonara.
I genuinely believe that, by the way. Remember, the Jordan deal is on the line here, guys. And if you don't get this one, it's over, bro. Overall of you, bro. It is over if he doesn't get the cup. So this is why, again, do or die moment is now. The do or die moment is now.
Does anyone think? Well, I'm still Poch out. I think most of us still are Poch out.
Marshall, he's gone after. If he loses on Sunday, particularly now, with the media doing this stupid nonsense of, look, they depleted squad, deplete Liverpool. Can they beat Chelsea? And we still lose to them. Yo, he's gone. Sayonara, bro.
I gotta admit something uncomfortable here. And listen, I might be falling into the trap again, which I hate to do, but seeing recent performances, like that performance against Liverpool, or not Liverpool, I'm sorry. The performance against Villa. Sorry. Performance against Villa and what we saw yesterday against Man City. I don't know. Like now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna throw this out there.
They're doing it again.
Do you guys think that that Liverpool result and the Wolves result, do you think that was the kick in the ass for this team and Poch to finally say, like, okay, we need to turn this around?
You know, we had the same experience, Marshall, in November.
Countless times.
Remember, we went on that lost road where we just kept on losing to all of these lower and mid-table teams, and then once the hard results started coming, it was if I'm not mistaken, it was Man City first. Then it was it's Arsenal. Then it was Man City, Newcastle. If you remember all of those ones, and you had that whole world.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's what this is. This feels like the same thing's happening again, bro.
Don't you think, though? Yes, I understand, but these performances, won't you say it were better than those performances then?
Maybe. Except,
or do you think they're about the same?
Other than the Villa result, I would say the other ones are the same. Other than Villa, I would say. See,
I don't think this Man City. Well, I did like the high scoring game, obviously, but I know we went on the review. We admitted like we have defensive deficiencies, and now we see almost the complete opposite in the performance we saw with Man City yesterday, where holy shit, like we were actually defensively really sound for the most part. Like, yeah, we conceded the goal, but we actually stood our ground despite having horrible. We thought we were really, really bad defensively, and then we saw like, oh shit, this team can actually be really good defensively. Even Chilwell looked decent yesterday.
But then we swapped that for offensive deficiencies.
Exactly.
Sure. But at the same time, like it's there is what I'm trying to tell you. So, again, I reiterate the question. Like, don't you think that these recent performances, the one against Villa and the one against City, don't you think these were better performances than what we saw earlier? These are more convincing, per se?
No. Bro, they're very similar. Aston Villa, the result, the way you played against Crystal Palace, the way you played against Man City is very similar to how you played against them in the previous time. The difference between the Man City results that we had when it was 4-4 and when it was 1-1, you know the difference was? That time we were just playing attacking football. We were literally again attacking. We were just playing attacking football in that one, bro. Then this one, we were just playing.
Nah, big up, Mike. I see that was a great one. Anyone disagree or anyone agree with me?
No,
Do
Marshall.
you think there's a chance against
Marshall.
Liverpool?
Wait. Oh, we're not still talking about the Poch thing. What are you talking about now?
I mean, we are, but like, do you think Poch stands a chance against Liverpool? Is what I'm kind of alluding to or leading up to.
I trust the players. The players have shown, at least to me, that if they are set up properly, they can do something in the big game. I don't trust Poch to set up properly.
I mean, he did. I get where you're coming from. I don't either. I was just really, really surprised that he set up the way he set up against City. I didn't expect him to do that. He actually played like low block football, like good defensive football, which like you have there is something there. Keep doing this. Obviously, he hasn't earned my trust. I want him to continue like being smart.
I think the whole thing just lagged.
Am I lagging? Or is that?
No, you're good.
Okay, that was okay. No, yeah, but Marshall, as good as we were defensively, City were also very, very poor, and they still could have won the game. Haaland missed 3 sitters. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen all the time.
It does. Haaland misses sitters all the time.
He does miss sitters.
No, but
not without scoring, though.
No, but ultimately he still scores.
That West Ham one was
did not
the
score.
worst Haaland performance. He scored.
He ultimately will still score. I've never seen Haaland perform like that.
I think we had better chances than Man City.
I do think we had better chances. We could have won it as well.
You said like Haaland had all this.
Haaland should have scored one in the first half and should have scored one in the second.
I think he should have scored 2. Yeah.
As good as we were defensively,
we could have scored. We had 3 goals. We could have scored 2.
I don't think he should have scored 4. Like some of those headers, like.
Wait, what did you say, Marco?
I think Colin had a hat trick of opportunities to score, but we also had a hat trick of opportunities we could have scored as well.
Yeah, true. But if you play that game back again, we lose that game 2-1.
Maybe
we win.
Because I trust Haaland to take his chances. I don't trust.
We get another draw.
If Haaland had our chances, by the way, he puts those. I think he preferred our chances.
No, not even to get our.
But we don't have Haaland.
I know we don't have Haaland.
But Haaland didn't score, and we didn't score.
But this is Prime's point. If you play the game again, they're more likely to win.
Don't listen to Chris. If you play Chris or Waffling, if you play the game again and Haaland takes his chances, he scores at least 2 in that game, or at least 1. Like if Haaland has scored 1 in the first half, that game is 1-1 at half time. That second half looks a lot different, and we lose. And you guys know that. Come on, people. Let's be real.
I don't know. I think even you say like replay. I think if we replay that one Sterling chances or also against Edison, I think he could have put that away. I don't know what he's thinking, just running to the keeper. That can happen. But Sterling's
Sterling's known. Yeah, but Sterling's known for missing chances like that anyway. Haaland is not known for missing
chances. Let's give Chris here all of the stuff. Like let's say if Jackson scores, let's say if Sterling scores. Okay, that becomes it's 3 goals to Chelsea. But how many chances did Man City create in that game? They created more than those 3 chances that we had.
They only had 5 shots on target.
Yeah.
They had 5 just because they had 5 shots on target. But how many of them went over the bar? How many of them were off target? Imagine if those were on target.
There was a fair few.
Yeah,
exactly. But this is the thing. Like I hate to.
But I'm not even doing that. I'm just looking at the chances. Listen, if Haaland, the 2 sitters he missed in the first half, if Haaland scores 1 of them, it goes in 1-1 at half time. That second half looks a lot different. We know under Poch what he has done in second halves when we haven't been winning at half time. We know. So he would have turned it on a little bit more, and they would have won the game. Like
maybe, but this is what I'm like. I usually never like to. But hold on, Prime. I usually just never like to entertain these hypotheticals because we can always go on an if, off, buts, and maybes. What if you'd scored? Like, what if when the title race was on and Man City didn't get their goals and Liverpool ended up getting their goals? What if Salah put it away against Courtois in the Champions League final? Like, it's all if, buts, and maybes. At the end of the day, the result is the result. It took them until the 81st minute to finally get a goal. and they couldn't put it away. And they had their best players. They had KDB. They had Haaland. Like I understand that. Yeah, they didn't have.
Yeah, but
yeah, I understand they didn't have their best player. Like they weren't their best performance, but we also stepped it up as well. Like I got to give credit to both sides here. It's not just one sided thing.
I've given credit to how we played. We were brilliant defensively.
Yeah,
but as great as we were, City were poor, and they still managed to get the draw. They could have won that game if Haaland had scored one of his chances.
And we could have won our game. It goes both ways. That's why I don't like to entertain this hypothetical, because it really could have gone both ways. We don't know because we're not, we're not Doctor Strange with this and going back in time and rewriting histories and going to different universes. Like, this isn't what it's just the honest truth. It's not what it is. So at the end of the day, we got to look at the result. We got to look at what happened. It took it to the 81st minute for them to get the goal. They tried. Eventually, the pressure, we leaked. But at the end of the day, like, we also, Poch did what he did strategically, tactically, and he set us up in the right way, which I was surprised. And now it gives me this idea that, okay, Poch, you have the capability to actually set up tactics. I don't think he got lucky. I think he actually set it up that way. Because usually with the way, Prime, you've been here, you've heard me say it. Usually with tactics, when it comes to Poch, it's literally, I'm going to use the same exact thing. I'm going to put players, painting on the walls and see what sticks with the lineups. And he changed it. So maybe it's the same approach against Liverpool. That's why
also known me be here. When was it the Middlesbrough game when we won and the second leg and he didn't start Gallagher?
Yeah.
What? Marshall is a Chelsea fan today. Yesterday we should have conceded that.
This guy was on me yesterday because I said, I don't know, that could have been a penalty and all this, but whatever, we move. Go on, Prime. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Marshall cocksucking.
Are you talking about the handball that we had?
Hey, yo!
Yeah. He was calling me a non-Chelsea fan because I was arguing it could have been a handball or a penalty.
No, to be fair, I mean, it's soft, but to be fair, that should have been a penalty. It was a handball, it should have been a penalty, but regardless. But anyway, regardless. Yeah, like, the big thing is, what?
Bruh.
Go ahead, Prime. Ignore this clown, bro. Go ahead.
Ahmed, I get it. You love to deep throw Gallagher, but it's not the time and place, man. Stop. Anyway.
Hey, yo!
Yeah. You're always losing. Anyway. With Poch, like, maybe you can give him credit, but I won't. Go back to the Middlesbrough game, second leg.
Ouch.
When we were doing a review and people wanted to give him credit. And not even that, I said it on the watch along on Lewis's channel that him not starting Gallagher, I overthought it and he bottled it. Biggest game of our season at that point, you're not playing your best player. That's you overthinking the game. There was Lewis dropped out of that. There is the lineup leaks that he does from his source or whatever, and his source is reliable. That Sanchez was supposed to start in the training game that they had before the day before the game or whatever. Sanchez was in the starting team. Lo and behold,
Pai said that on his personal as well.
Yeah, Sanchez doesn't start. That's Petrovic. I don't trust this Poch guy because whenever it seems like he gets it right, it seems like a fluke. The reason why I say he flukes it is because in the following games, he fucks it up.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to credit a fluke.
That's why, I mean, to conclude on this, I'll just say I need to see it more frequently. But this, for me, I would say, like, I am going to give Poch credit. I'm not going to be that biased. I am going to give Poch credit because he actually made the decision to change his tactic. And I agree with what you were saying before, Prime. I couldn't give him credit before because I think before he was just getting lucky trying to fit the square peg into the round hole. And he happened to get it right for that one. But this one, he actually changed to a round peg and tried to put it into the round hole. And it worked out to an extent. We could have won. I wanted us to win, but the draw is a draw. But
what was it with you and pegging, Marlo?
Hey, no, listen. That's what just Poch likes. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm just saying what I see.
know that.
Okay, Papa Poch. I just
Whoa.
wait. No, stop it. No, we're not turning it into this discussion, bro. No, I have my sauces. Okay.
Whoa, you get sauce.
Hey. All right, you know what? Let me just continue. Let me just continue before I keep bombing here, man. Listen. Point being is that he's shown me signs that he can change his tactics, but he does need to give me the consistency run of games. He does need to give me the consistency run of games. So let's continue on. Listen, there was some post-match comments. There was some post-match comments I wanted to bring to light from Poch and the players. I don't know what you said, Prime. I'm just going to keep going. We have here Axel Disasi. To be honest, I'm hurting when he was asked about the match. But at the same time, I'm proud of the performance of the team. We played very, very well all together. We showed we can struggle together, stick together, and fight for each other. In the end, they scored a goal, and it's a bad feeling. But so I'm a bit frustrated, which is good. These players wanted the win. They thought they could win. And they're disappointed that they didn't win, which is, I guess, a good sign of where their mentality is. Raheem Sterling also saying here, I think in the end we can be pleased with a good point, but I also think there's a bit of disappointment not to win the game. Pardon. We had chances to finish the game off, although so did they, in fairness, but we had some really good opportunities to seal the win. We continue on with Poch's comments here. I'm so happy. It's a good draw for us. And when you face this type of team, I think it's important to be brave and fight in every aspect. He also said, very good performance. Very pleased. I think that is the spirit that we want to show. We are working for that. I think they are the best team in the world. And to show this performance, I think we need to be proud. We were very brave. First half was really good. I think we were aggressive with the ball going forward and winning duels. In the second half, I think they dominated and they forced us to defend deeper. I think we sustained the effort and had some chances to win the game. I am so happy. It's a draw for us. When you face this type of team, it's important to be brave. Yeah, we read that. Manchester City have the quality and capacity to create chances, and they have amazing players. It is fantastic for us, and we need to grow. And then the last comment is on the Carabao Cup, which we were just discussing. We need to feel that it is possible to beat Liverpool. I think we are going to play the second best team in the world. I think belief is the most important thing, and now we need to recover and prepare for the final. I guess, this is the part where I ask you guys where you feel about the Carabao Cup. But I think for the most part, we all believe that we could win the Carabao Cup final, but don't think it's going to happen because of Poch. Am I correct in that assessment?
Can I answer your question, Marshall? What do you think Papa Poch is going to do for you? Do you think he's going to... you know what I mean? Hey, that's what you're calling it. That's your Papa, in it. So do you think he's going to be able to land the minerals on Sunday?
That is such a tough question because I don't trust Poch, but he could get it right. And this Liverpool team is depleted of some pretty core players. I'm going to throw Jota in there. I'm going to throw Alisson in there. I'm going to throw Trent Alexander-Arnold in there. I mean, I'm going to do a match preview for this, obviously. But as of right now, I feel like we're going to win it in penalties. That's genuinely how I feel about it.
Chelsea winning it on penalties. What miracle have you been looking at, man?
Does he know?
I've got my hand up, by the way, Marshall.
Talk to me.
I just want to go back. You said that. You say you trust Poch or you don't trust Poch?
I don't.
You don't trust Poch, but you feel like we'll win it in extra time.
In penalties.
Does he know?
Yeah, but on penalties. Oh, okay.
What do I know about?
Even in games where Poch has got it right this season, and let's go against the top sides, by the way, in games that he's got it right in. How many of them have we actually won?
Wait, what do you mean? In games he's gotten right, how many we got? That depends. What games do you consider he's gotten right?
Well, the top sides we've played, where everyone wants to the Poch Dick Suckers would like to say that we should give him time because he got these top games spot on. Which of those top games have we actually won? We didn't beat Liverpool start of the season. Didn't
That's
beat
the
Arsenal.
reason why I'm saying we're going to win it in
on the
penalties,
way.
Prime, because I think the game is going to be a draw.
Well,
I think Poch will get a draw out of it, and we're going to get lucky and win it with penalties.
I don't trust Poch in 120 minutes.
I don't even trust Poch in 10 minutes. Let alone 1 minute, bro.
I don't trust Poch in 90. Never mind going 120. I don't trust him. I don't trust him to set us up. Listen. If he sets us up tactically spot on, then I trust the players to win the game, particularly with City's injuries. However, I don't trust Poch to set us up in the best position to win.
Bro, this is the same team that just cooked us 4-1, by the way. Yeah, and with his setup.
It's Klopp's last season as well. Those players are going to give him everything as well in that final, and our players
They're
are
going to give him everything. Yeah,
they are.
No, they're not, man.
Like,
Stop that rubbish, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's his last season, so they have to give 100%. That's because, bro.
No, I'm not saying. Oh, like Chelsea are going to be.
No.
We're not good enough this season. Like random ass fucking.
No, Chris. The point I'm trying to make is that I hate this narrative of it's his last season, so they have to give 100%. The team's gonna be fired up to win something, bro. It shouldn't matter if it's his last season or not. They should be giving 100% either way. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, they're gonna give 100% regardless. But I'm just having a weird, like, it's not gonna be good that day. It's just not gonna be. I think we're getting probably smacked. Like not like 4 goals away, but probably 2, 3.
If they don't have their number one striker, there's already a rumor going around that I think he's got a hamstring issue, so he may not even score. He may not even play either.
Darwin Nunez.
Darwin Nunez. Jota's not playing. No,
isn't Salah's a doubt for Wednesday, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently Salah's also got some fatigue or something like that that's going on with him too. You gotta start questioning our club. You have to question. I'll be honest, bro. We can talk about our injuries, but we are not that injury hampered compared to someone. To some of the other clubs.
When did Jar get? Because didn't Jar just play the last recent game, man?
Yeah, he got in that game.
He got hurt that game. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh Jesus! Fuck, never mind. I might have to reevaluate my decision here.
No,
he isn't.
What? He's injured.
No,
Andy Taylor's not the referee.
Anthony Taylor the ref?
No, he isn't. I can't remember who it is, but
wait, you posted it on the Discord.
It's Kavanagh. Chris Kavanagh.
People were doing the conspiracy theory because he didn't do a single Carabao Cup fixture. He didn't referee in any of them. So people are doing the conspiracy theory that he's gonna do it. He's gonna be the the guy in the final, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I don't listen. At the end of the day, bro, the level of injuries these guys have is kind of becoming inexcusable for Chelsea for us to start losing to them. I'll be real with you. That might be a hot take by me.
It would be so ironic that the guy that pulls the injury card on every loss is about to lose to this Liverpool team.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying to you.
We've already seen it against Middlesbrough. The same thing happened. 12 injuries going into that game, 2 more in the game, and still.
Well, I think that's still a little bit different because I think we're just
the problem is
we're trying to score in that game.
I hear your point, Joe, about the favourable decisions, but it shouldn't really matter, bro. You don't need to have favourable decisions to win a game. As long as if you're good enough, you don't need the whistle to win the game.
Exactly. If you get a chance, put it in the back of the net. There's no refereeing decision that can overturn that.
If they
most of us think we're gonna lose, huh?
If they lose Salah and Jota and all that, then we might not get smacked, but we'll still probably lose.
Bro, you can't lose at that point. I'm sorry to tell you, boys, you can't lose at that point.
We can't, but we will.
No, but I hate that we can say we can lose, but Chelsea should not be losing though. We should not.
Well, actually, I have a question for you guys. We'll go around the table here, individually. If Poch wins the Carabao Cup, where does that put you? What does that do for you? I'll start with Ahmed. We'll work our way to Chris, and then on to Scott, and back around the Prime.
It gives him some level of accolades because at least he won something with us, unlike he did at Tottenham. But again, for me, it's going to be looking at the rest of the season because that's what matters to me. Can he get to FA Cup final with us? Can he, start making us climb up the table? Maybe get us into the 6th spot. You know what I mean? Because it's looking 6th is looking very attainable right now. By the way, we are 6th. Even I would argue 5th. 5th might be attainable. because if you play a cards right, if you beat United, what's it called? You're at home at Stamford Bridge. You're only 4 points behind them, and they'll listen. I know United's got some new judge luck that's happened right now, but that luck will always run out, and they will lose another 1 or 2 games. You have to be ready at that point to be able to pounce when that happens too, because Tottenham's starting to lose games as well.
Chris, if Pochettino wins the Carabao Cup, what does that do for you? Where does that put you?
Extension, you know.
No, give me an honest answer, you freaking piece of shit.
Like, it's nice. It'd be nice. Obviously, he wins us the Carabao Cup, and it might be something beautiful. You know, like we could like go on to a good run after the Carabao Cup final, get to a FA Cup final or semis or something. We get top 6 at Chelsea, and maybe we can do all that. But like, it's a build up from that. Maybe maybe we can build from there, or Poch still fails at Chelsea and we get like 9th or something, and not an FA Cup, and we just win the Carabao Cup somehow. But yeah, it doesn't even do a whole lot for me. Like just winning the Carabao Cup, and he has to do more on that still. He has to do more with Chelsea. He has to try fights for like top 6 at least anyway, at this current stage anyway, and like do well in the FA Cup. He still has to do more. Like that's not enough.
Scott, are you about the same?
I would shake his hand, thank him kindly, and kick his ass out the door.
Oliver.
I'm in a similar thing. Like, listen, it would be good for the players, and hey, even a bit of banter to Spurs that we took their greatest ever manager and made him quote unquote a winner, even though it's only a Carabao Cup, but we got him a trophy. Hey, but like, but the thing is, like, you know, we're in a season without Europe. My most of my attentions are on the league, and the league performances have been dreadful. So nothing.
Okay, and Prime.
Well, they won the Carabao Cup final.
If he wins the Carabao Cup final, what does that do for you?
That's it for me.
Does it move the needle on Poch at all?
He can be, you know, we lift the trophy. He gets a medal. Someone pours champagne on him. We get those trophy picks.
What's going on here?
We can tell Spurs. Yeah, I know you like champagne. We can tell Spurs to hold that. And on the after party after the game, you know what? I might even buy him a stripper or 2. Thatcher knows where he can source it. While he's in his lap dance, and as soon as his lap dance ends, I tell him that he's sacked. All due respect, I wouldn't see better managers than you. I've seen better managers than you, and better trophies, and get sacked. I'm sorry. You've got.
I'm still Poch out.
I'll be real. I wouldn't even let him get there. You know how Khan and Salihamidzic was sacked on the pitch last season at Bayern when they went celebrating the trophy.
Scott, if you win a trophy, you deserve a lap dance. Come on, don't be.
No, fuck that. No, fuck that. I'm sacking him on the pitch while he's celebrating.
No.
I want to see him cry.
Scott, don't get it twisted. All this is happening in the same day. He's not getting another day. 11:48 after that lap dance ends. He gets that.
You don't want to spend too much on it.
Listen, we can even film it live. Well, we can't actually do it on YouTube. Only Chelsea only fans. You can do it on there. Astrid can be there as well.
Let's go
back. Listen, I'm sorry.
Jackson can be there. Poch can be there.
No, but being serious, he gets until the end of the season. If he wins that cup, he gets until the end of the season for me.
Okay, I'm still Poch out, but all right. Well, let's continue on the conversation.
Unless he batters Liverpool
final
like
thoughts.
4 or 5, 6, no, he has to batter
again.
Final thought.
But again, I've said this before. I said this earlier in this talking point. But this game is probably his do or die game. If he wins it, he's fine.
Excuse me.
If he doesn't, he's actually out of the club. I believe that, by the way. If he loses this game, he's sacked.
I don't think this club does that. Unless we got an intern lined up or
we'll
something.
see. That was the final thought. We'll see.
The reason they've been keeping him all this time has been because of the cup. That's it, literally. The reason why
Do you not see them looking at the FA Cup next though?
Not really, because
that'd be really
just posing the question.
That would be too delusional because there's no. You don't know if you're gonna get to the final.
No, I know it'd be delusional, but a lot of things they do is delusional. So.
I hear you, but I don't think they're that delusional. That delusional.
No, Ahmed. If he wins the Carabao Cup, in the hype,
the longest final thought ever.
In the hype and the emotion of the day, you might convince him and say, you know what, mathematically, top 4 is still on. Give me. See what I've done. All these injuries, and you've seen what I've done. Our captain, Fat James. See what I've done. Listen, give me. We get top 4. That's what Poch will say. I listen. I know this guy. He's a scum. I know this guy.
Speaking on what happens to Poch in his future, it's going to depend on the board. And so we have some new board appointees. We have new employees at the club, which, if it wasn't bad enough with the amount of hands that we have in the kitchen right now, well, we just added more. So let's discuss some of these appointees. Exclusive. Chelsea set to appoint Josh Marsh as loans manager. Recruitment of Swansea head of football operations led by CFC. Sporting directors Win Stanley and Lauren Stewart alongside loan player technical coach Cudicini due to start in March, which I'll be honest, I'm not that opposed to this at all because our loans were shit this season, which we'll come back and discuss. But I think this is actually something which I hope this guy has some credit. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see in due time where his work stands. But this is something that I think could benefit us. Let's continue. Exclusive. Chelsea oh, God damn it. Chelsea made an offer to poach Brighton's head of recruitment, Sam Jewell. He had actually replaced Paul Winstanley, whom Chelsea took 16 months ago. Then we have here Sam Jewell's offer at Chelsea is understood to be a global scouting role in charge of negotiations for both Chelsea and Strasbourg. Also owned by the Igbali and Boli consortium, it is not clear yet whether Jewell has made a final decision. Then we have here Chelsea have made their move for Sam Jewell now amid fears that Dan Ashworth will take Jewell with him to Man United. As yet, it is understood that no final decision has been made by Jewell, and staying at Brighton is also an option, according to Sam Wallace from The Telegraph. We continue on here. Chelsea are confident of securing Brighton Hove Albion head of recruitment, Sam Athletic. And then lastly, we have here Brighton head of recruitment Sam Jewell is leaning on taking Chelsea's offer, according to Simon Johnson. Well, let's discuss the Joseph Marsh, what's his name? The Swansea loans manager. Where do we feel on that? And then I guess let's discuss this Sam Jewell thing.
Remember, Marshall, what I told you? Remember I told you about the guy that was doing it previously was the former head Cobham guy, remember? Yeah. So getting someone like him in is a much better upgrade in my personal opinion. It also is good because we are gonna, in the sense of we are probably gonna send a lot of these guys out because Strasbourg's not gonna be the only place, of course, but we are gonna be sending some of these guys to the Championship, to League One, to League Two. So it's gonna be good for these guys too, isn't it? To get that experience, to have a guy that knows the League Two and knows where to send these players and where these teams will need those type of bodies anyway. So I don't think that's a bad option. In terms of this Sam Jewell guy, it may be, obviously we've seen that with Stanley, if it's rumored to be him, that guy, the person that's doing the negotiations, hasn't been as good, maybe you could say. Obviously the way he's been negotiating, maybe bringing this guy is going to enable us to be have a better negotiations, get the price down, be able to handle those sort of things much better than with Stanley is. So, and maybe, this might be a way of with Stanley, trying to, fix some of his own issues. Unironically, I mean, do you think that might be it? Hey, does anyone think
Ahmed's being a little too optimistic about the Sam Jewell appointment?
Can we stay away from Brighton? Unless we just go buy Brighton club and just merge both clubs together, we need to stay away from Brighton.
The reason why we keep on going,
we feel we're just trying to fill this Brighton model at this point now. We just need Brighton. No, but we just don't need Brighton alone. Every season we're gonna be talking about Brighton. We're gonna buy. Exactly. It's 6 months ago. And we see him. He's at Brighton. We want him. Whoever's at Brighton, we want. The players we want. The staff we want. We want their transfer guys. We want their scout.
The reason why this is happening is because I think the guys that we that are working for us, with Stanley in particular, are doing it because they know these guys already. That's what it is, and I think that's the problem why we keep on going to them. Now it seems with this one we don't need to pay anything to Brighton, which is the good news, compared to the other times that we've had to pay money to actually get their guys in. But again, if this guy is, from what we know, it's a good negotiator and everything, hey, more power to him. At least we won't have Stanley now, who's not been great at negotiating possible transfers, be in there and actually know how to negotiate stuff, hopefully.
And didn't the tweet say that he was going to be in a global scouting role?
Global scouting and negotiations.
I mean, I'm a bit concerned about the global scouting because I'm looking at the business that Brighton have done since this person replaced Winstanley, and I in terms of the incomings, I don't see anything that I like. That's just my personal opinion.
I don't know. I don't know who he's brought in, so I can't comment on that one still.
Well, let's just put it like this. You know, what Brighton usually do, they sell big and then they buy a like-for-like quality replacement on the cheap. They haven't done that in the last few windows. This person's been in charge.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know.
Like the DM they bought to replace Caicedo, he's not been that good. The guy they got from Dortmund, he was either supposed to go out on loan in January or he has gone out on loan.
He has gone out on loan.
Yeah, he went out on loan, so there you go. I just don't see anything notable there. Nothing that I can really hang my hat on. No.
When?
Mitoma was there under Potter, so this is well before this person.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering on that one. He just came out of the scenes. I don't know, man. Like, we could sign this guy and he could work out, but I feel like we're just gonna be talking about Bayern for the rest of our lives, man.
So if Sam Jewell replaced Paul Winstanley, then he would have overseen the last 3 transfer windows. And like I said, I'll pose it to you guys. Do you guys see anything that jumps off the page in terms of Brighton signings in that period?
Can you repeat that question for me, bro?
So Sam Jewell replaced Paul Winstanley, so that meant he would have had January window of last year, last summer, and this January. 3 windows. To do any of Brighton's signings in that period jump off the page?
I think so.
I don't think so, personally.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, we don't need him.
I think it's really weird how we're so obsessed with buying Brighton players.
Well, like Ahmed said, it's probably because of the connections.
Yeah, it could be. I almost feel like you should have just done your research, Bowley, and just bought Brighton at that point. It kind of feels this way.
Yeah,
True.
Not Bowley, but the consortium.
We should buy Bayern and just merge both clubs together, and we're just one club.
It's strange. It's strange. So I mean,
wait, are you saying connections? Like the only connections we got is with Brighton? You're saying basically?
Well, no, using Winstanley's connections with Brighton,
we just
to get a person from inside there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I just want to be alone.
I do too, but did you guys?
Just also quickly, Marshall, on a wider note as well. I'm just not like you said with the too many cooks in the kitchen. That's a problem too, but also. I'm not a fan of building a structure underneath these sporting directors. They need to go.
Okay.
We need to replace them. But we don't need to be reinforcing them.
You know what we need to do, man? We need to replace them just like how we need to replace Marshall as the host of Casually FC. You know what I mean?
It's coming from your Marshall, man.
That deserves a
I won't take that shit. Like, kick him out.
Yeah, man. We need to kick Marshall. You know what I mean?
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
Yeah, you sin bin now, Ahmed. You that's a sin bin offense right there.
25 minutes.
That's a sin bin offense. 25 minutes is crazy, but yeah. Ahmed said we should try to overthrow me as part of Casually FC.
He wants to be head of the table. That's what he wants to be.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Gallagher stan behaving like this, it's not.
He's holding his hand up. All right, final thoughts.
I am the head of the table.
No, I'm not sure.
You're the kiddie table, bro.
The kiddie table. But I mean, I think do all of us agree that the head of loans, that appointment I think is a reasonable considering how shit our loans were. This where is his name? What's his name?
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Also, he has knowledge of the championship. I will say most of our domestic loans this season have been good. The ones that they've kept going anyway. And so, yeah, he should have knowledge of the championship. He should have knowledge of certain teams and everything. Yeah, so he should be able to devise, hopefully, good loans and everything to the championship teams if we're going to send people down there. And even with the other guy, I don't really have too many complaints at the moment. I just want to see what they do in it. Like, I'm not going to complain now without seeing what he does.
Apparently,
That would be kind of stupid.
One of my mates was saying that apparently United wanted this guy. Is that true or something? Alongside Dan Ashworth.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's apparently the rumor that United wanted Sam Jewell and we're hopping on the opportunity because we don't want United to get him.
I think he said that we were kind of jumping now in case that happens to be the case. Like we don't know what the plan is with Ashworth, whether he wants him or not, but just in case we are getting on it now.
They're asking for a transfer fee for Dan Ashworth, bro. He better be good for United, man.
Yeah, I heard 20 million, right?
I'm hearing 20 million. Yeah, man. Love, man. I'm sorry.
The game's gone
again.
Yeah, bro,
that's jokes.
These men are getting brought like they're players, you know. They're like that level of game changers. Like, what is going on, bro? It's actually getting
that's kind of wild.
Bro. Sporting directors getting paid 20 M's. It's ridiculous, man.
No,
that's great. More power to them.
Is that an add-on fee to that, or?
No. Listen, more power to those guys, but like,
yeah,
I just mean like, where's the game gone when we get?
No, fuck United. I don't care.
Bro, listen, but if we go for someone like that, yeah, and they say 20 million, bro, what are you gonna say then, Scott? Because this is gonna set a precedent.
Hold it. Hey, we got hold it.
Because this is because I feel like this will set a precedent now where these sporting directors are now about to get what's it called RCs now, release clauses. It's gonna be crazy. Sporting director release clauses is gonna be nuts.
5-year deal.
Imagine that FM. Imagine that on FM. Sporting director release clause.
Release clause for sporting director is kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're now going to have a scouting department for sporting directors.
Bro,
which one do we get here? You know?
Bro, we might actually start having that, man. It's gonna be bro. Football is actually a crazy sport, you know.
Hey, man, if it happens, you know where you heard it here first, folks. All right, this is intellectual speaking ahead of time. I'm just saying. But let's go on to the next topic, which as we, gear closer to... Oh, Prime left, damn it. As we gear closer to the topic that Prime wanted to talk about. But let's start making our way over to this. But before we do, guys, if you haven't done so already, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. It does help us out tremendously. We're on our way to 2.5K and slowly but surely getting to 3K. So if you guys can help grow the channel, that'll be fantastic. We've been doing a lot here and it's been going on for a while and we've seen the growth and it's good to see the support through and through. So continue to support by subscribing, and let's continue to the next topic that I want to bring up, which is the injury situation going on and some updates on staff. So let's go ahead and bring up this first tweet. Body Shilly has been ruled out for a month and will miss the Carabao Cup final. Colwell set to return. So we knew Body Shilly was out, but I didn't know he was out for a month. I know this news is coming a little late, a week late, but yes, he's out for quite a bit of time, which stinks considering he hasn't had that great of a season in comparison to the season before. And it's been riddled with injury, I would say, as well. Let's continue on to the next tweet, which is Cardi Chukwuemeka out with an ankle injury. So he rolled his ankle in training, which is why he missed yesterday's game. And Scott. And I think he should be back soon, but we'll see. Mauricio Pochettino also says that Thiago Silva is out for tomorrow's game against Man City. So Thiago Silva currently injured as well. Maybe he stays on the bench going forward and has to re-earn his spot. We'll see.
What happened to Mudryk, by the way?
He's still injured. He's in some limbo. I don't know. There's been no update on him.
He should be back. He should have been back this week, basically.
He had a really bad. He had a really bad hamstring injury.
No, he just he had a hamstring injury.
Ugochukwu.
Who? Oh, Leslie.
They're making a joke about Ugochukwu. Like,
I ain't a real person.
Too funny. Funny. I missed that one actually. I only connect that one with Lavia, but Ugochukwu just been just as absent as well. So you're not wrong. Robert Sanchez, by the way, is fit.
No, I don't recognize that name.
Huh? Too soon. So apparently he's fit. And then Mauricio Pochettino says that they didn't want to recall Cassidy, But with the injuries to Romeo Lavia and Leslie Ugochukwu, it was needed. I mean, we'll come back to that one. Chelsea are still looking to add specific expertise to their medical department, chiefly to address dramatic rise in hamstring injuries this season, according to Liam Tooby. I mean, that's good. We do need to address this. I wish they had done it sooner rather than later. It took a little too long, if you ask me. But I guess, where do you guys stand with the Cassidy situation based on what you just read there?
Bullshit.
I don't know if it's
Why is it
legit,
bullshit?
man. I don't know if it's legit, man, because like Ugochukwu could have been alive, you know. He could have actually been playing regularly for us if he didn't play him.
And said alive.
You know, if he decided if he had decided to actually play him, not play him, and play that, what's his name that was
Matos, who's balling out for Huddersfield right now.
Who's balling out for Huddersfield as a CM Marshall. As a CM Marshall, isn't
Good
it?
for him.
Wait, in a double
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good for Alex Matos.
I was cooking for that, by the way. And I told you that Matos here could play that double for us. And you're like, Matos! Who's Matos?
He's literally been bagging Man of the Match awards for Huddersfield.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, so that's the point I'm trying to make, Marshall, in the sense that, like, if you had actually played Matos instead of the Ugochukwu could have been playing for us.
Could have literally just played him for that one game and then like send him out on loan. No, it would have made no difference except keep our senior player fit.
Could have played Santos. Could have done multiple different things, but he chose to cancel a loan for a guy that was playing for the best team in the Championship to give him here bleep minutes. Like what was the point?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
what was the point?
Talk to me
no,
about
I am.
it.
I'll be real. The whole loan situation is probably my biggest, is one of the biggest gripes I have with the ownership group.
That is true.
The ownership, I should say, this season, because like the whole point of the loan system, I've said this from time, with especially this season, especially with this team, with the way we're going about like trying to develop players. If you can't develop in your team, which I don't think we've done particularly well, the next best thing is loans. So when you've got a guy developing and playing for the best team in the Championship and playing consistently, like he played before we record him, he played like 1,200 minutes or close to. I think it was between 1,100 and 1,200 minutes. You cancel that to bring him back in the midfield. He played like 10 minutes in a game against whoever the fuck it was, and then you brought him on for no reason in the final like 5 minutes or whatever it was against, or 7 minutes, wherever it was against City. And then when Ugochukwu or Lavia is fit, he's just going to hold reserves. Cool. So that was a great use of his time.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
a waste of time.
I get where,
and it's all because this guy wants to overcompensate with height because he's got a small penis. That has to be it, bro. The amount of overcompensating I've seen from this guy. It's like those dudes that drive a fast car that look like they're like mid-late, like they're having a midlife crisis because their penis is too small and they need to overcompensate. This guy talks about height more than anyone else I've ever seen in my life.
Bang average.
Oh my days, bro. I mean, okay, let's just transition this to the next topic that I had in mind here. It's so hard to comment on that, but let's go on to let's talk about Reece James. So before I start this, I gotta do the honorable right here. Reece James is caught with the boots on, man. I'm just saying. But let's see. So Reece James has returned to light training after undergoing hamstring surgery in December. James is hopeful of being back in full training in less than a month and is targeting being involved in Chelsea's season run-in, according to Simon Johnson of The Athletic. We go on to read here that Chelsea will be weary about rushing Reece James back to action too soon. Then we continue on. Malo Gusto is now a trusted member of the starting lineup and will continue to feature regularly for the rest of the season. That should also mean James will not have to take any risk. His competition with Gusto can wait until he is good and ready. I mean, it's good news to hear that Reece is, recovering. What happened?
So what a shit article. You're telling now in February that he's a trusted member of the starting lineup when he's played more than Reece James has this season. No fucking shit.
That is kind of shameless. That's pretty.
They're telling me Conor Gallagher's a trusted member of the lineup. Yeah, I know. I've seen him play every game. Like, what are you telling me here, bro?
No, I get it. But it's good to hear Reece is recovering. But at the same time, would you guys just rather him not play the rest of the season?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that he's nice and ready and strong enough to play for us in 2024.
Bring him back in preseason.
Like,
Chris, you sound like you have some differences.
Well, and before you jump on my head about this, if this medical team and the coaches and all that said, yeah, he can play, I'm not saying start this guy. He should not start. I don't think he should start any games this season, really. I think maybe end of the season or something. I don't know when. Like you said, in a month or something. That's kind of crazy, but maybe I don't know when the season actually ends. Is it 3 months? I keep forgetting. Lost track now because
May.
It ends in May, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mid to late May, I think.
Very
I don't know the exact date.
Okay, so he's gonna be end of the season stuff. He could play a couple minutes here and there. I don't think that's gonna do any harm. I don't think it's gonna break him. As long as he's ready, to play a few minutes, then do it. Get him some minutes. Get him some sharpness into him. Ready for next season. But he shouldn't start any games this season though.
I'll be real, bro. I don't really think. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you guys. I don't really think he's gonna give us any much of a game-changing difference than we don't have right now. Maybe that might just be me, but generally, I don't think there's gonna be much of a difference.
This season, no. He's probably go recover from that surgery. I think
so. For me,
that's the main guy.
For me, if that's the case, then get him ready. Let him learn. Let him get to know his new hamstring a bit more better. Strengthen it. Make sure that it's nice and ready and locked and loaded for us in the summer. Yeah, bro. Why are we doing that? We don't need. I don't need to have him do 2 minutes against a random lowly table team when I've got Malo Gusto, who's also developing for me in that position. I don't want to waste that time that I can give to Malo Gusto to further develop to compete with Reece James next season anyway.
The only I guess you want to go over. So I'd say the only thing maybe it's not playing Gusto every game for 9 minutes because I don't want to get that guy injured either. But maybe you can play someone else to serve Reece James there. So,
but that's why you've got an academy. We've got one of the best academies in the world, right? So let's start using those boys. Yeah, so let's start using.
What the? Wait, where did I come from?
I'm so confused right now, bro.
That noise just needed this at the end. The missile was coming in.
Yeah, man.
I thought I sound like a wolf.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oliver, I think you were trying to say something. Go ahead.
Oliver's got wolves.
So I wouldn't play him again this season. The argument you had about I'll get him a bit sharp for next season. Well, let's be honest here. We have the Euros in the summer, and he's not going to make the Euro squad, so he's going to be chilling. So what's the point in getting sharpness when he's just going to be sitting on his sofa watching the games?
He wants to make the Euros though.
No, but he's
best intention.
I don't care what he wants.
Exactly. I don't care what he wants. No, he wanted. I don't care what he wants. He wanted to make the World Cup to the 2022 World Cup squad, and that was so immature and negligent to his own career. He's lucky Southgate didn't take him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and he won't make it again this time because do you remember when? I can't remember which international break it was, but Southgate literally said it was when James actually refused to go because he's like, no, I want to focus on my fitness. He basically kind of
Southgate gaslit him.
He kind of gaslit him when he was like, oh well, you've got to play in the qualifiers and the friendlies in order to get into my squad. So.
They don't need him in England. They got
Ahmed would burn Gusto or play an academy player instead of James. Laughing. James needs time. Needs game time. Every minute counts. Not every minute doesn't count.
Not this season.
Emoji.
This is the legit reason we got Gusto.
But wait a minute. But every minute counts, doesn't the Club World Cup in the summer in the preseason tournament not going to count for Reece game time for him? What's it called? Yeah, the preseason we're gonna have gotta count for him too. Isn't then the Premier League season? What was it called? Isn't the Premier League gonna count for him? Then the Carabao Cup, possibly even now in some Europe. Like, what's going on, bro?
Prime.
We have a we literally have club. People seem to have forgotten that we've got Club World Cup. You know, like we've got Club World Cup, by the way, after the Euros, like straight back literally.
Yeah.
For these players.
Wait, Club World Cup? Is that next year?
This summer, bro.
Get your picture of Prime.
Why are people saying Prime? What did I do?
Yeah. Every game counts towards his full recovery. Is the only time it counts to full recovery. It's what he's doing on the training pitch.
Then why are you going to rush him back? Why are you going to
Yes.
rush him back to play football? He can take extra time to recover for the rest of the season, and then you have him back, you know, for next season.
I don't know. I just
Why
don't
rush him back
understand,
this season? What have you got to play for?
What does he have? What do we have to gain from Reece James currently? That's gonna be a game changer. Like I don't know why people are like trying to what people are trying to say. He's not gonna change the game for us, boys. I'll be real. I don't know if people understand it yet or not. He's not. It's not a game changer right now.
Well,
it's not enough to. It's not enough to disregard Gusto. Let's put it like that.
Well, it's just there's no
It's
game.
It's not even. What's it called? It's not even that, bro. I'm just saying, like what I'm getting right now from Gusto in this team and what I'm gonna get from Reece James, is not gonna be that much of a difference in this current state and what they give to the team. That's the real difference, bro. Like, and you know, I don't need him to be match fit for me straight away. I've got a whole preseason that he can become match fit for me. And why do I need to do it in the EPL? I don't need to do it in the EPL. If anything, bro, if anything, you've just got a new hamstring right now. Essentially, it's brand new. You've had it completely fixed. Learn that hamstring. Know strengthen it up. Know when it's know when to boost it. Know when to not boost it, and then start playing matches then, because then at least you know your body at that point. I just think it's so stupid. We just say throw him into games because he's gonna get match fitness. Match fitness, we can just get that in preseason. Love and guidance, bro. He doesn't need that much of match fitness. This guy's been playing regular football for years.
Do you have any thoughts other than an agenda, Prime?
I've been trying to say, I don't know. What are we discussing? What are we talking about?
Injury returning.
Do you think Reece James should play at all this season? Assuming he's ready. Now, think in the best interest of Chelsea.
Marshall, am I not a Chelsea fan? Come on, bro.
I don't know. Yesterday you were saying you would go to Real Madrid with Gusto or Reece if he went. I don't know, man.
Come on, guys. Contact. I'm Gusto's agent. I was talking about in terms of being his agent. Relax.
Okay.
Don't worry, Marshall. I'll send you a Real Madrid shirt when I'm over there. Anyway, Lizzo. If he's recovering back from his injury and he's on the right path, would I like him to see him? Would I like to see him get a few games towards the end of the season? Yeah. As long as he's actually fit enough to be getting some game time off the bench, I wouldn't necessarily mind. It's not like, again, context. Assuming he's actually fully recovered. Preferably, I don't want to see him this season and let him be fit for a preseason and we start again, from there. But if he has recovered and stuff, and it's only to give him like 5-10 minutes off the bench here, 15 maybe, then sure, I don't mind. I don't want to see him start in any sort of game, because even though we're not playing for anything, I don't want to bring him in, he plays 60 minutes, get injured again, and all of a sudden you guys are saying I have an agenda, even though I was right. But whatever. Yeah.
Can I just say quickly?
Preferably, I don't want to see him get any game time. Like, we don't need to force him back. We've got a right back that is more than good enough. If Chelsea fans really care about Reece James, like you guys all claim that you do, you wouldn't be trying to force him back just because he's talented. Like, we need to see, he needs to, because eventually, like, we can't keep doing what Arsenal fans did of, when Jack Wilshere comes back, he's going to be in this team and we're going to build around him, and eventually he never came back. When Ruben comes back, he's going to be a problem. He's better than Pogba. Ruben never came back. Let's not do it with Reece, please.
Can I just say quickly, to Vic's point, we're waiting to July and August to determine his fitness readiness. I didn't say that. I just said to you, I'm just gonna wait until preseason for him to play. Being fit doesn't mean you're gonna be fit in July, August. You can be fit. You can be fit in April and May. But I don't want to play you. I just want you to be continuing that fitness. Just make sure you're getting in the training, get everything in, making sure you know your hamstring, and be ready for what's it called preseason.
Did it say when he was meant to be fit?
A month? No.
For him, it wasn't like 4 to 5 months. It was in like a post surgery.
Oh, before.
Cool.
Yeah.
So where would that put him out of interest, roughly?
I think that'll be
So he had the
April,
surgery in December, by the way.
So that'll be April, isn't it? I always knew you.
That's May. That's in May. May, June.
It would,
6 months would have it in May.
4 months. If it's 4 months, it's about April. Let's be kind and say he comes back mid-April. Taking out the FA Cup, right? Because we don't know what happens. At best, he'll have 6 games to play between when he comes back in the end of the season. If he comes back mid-April,
And even then, Scott, those 6 games, he does not need to start any of them.
Yep.
He come off the bench.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't start any game until next season.
Also, for me personally, right? I'm assuming he's doing his own individual recovery training, whatever. I don't want him anywhere near the squad. You see the way Poch treats players. This guy will play Reece James a full 90 before our match. He'll injure him in training. He'll come on and he'll get injured in the game. I don't want that happening. So Reece, stay far away from the squad as possible. Do your recovery and wait until we get a proper manager in the summer. Then come back and be integrated into the squad. People don't care about Reece James the way I actually care about this guy. Stay far away and actually recover properly. Because, I don't listen. I just don't trust Poch. He'll come back into the squad and he'll get another setback again. We've seen it just happen with Lavia. Lavia came back from injury, got injured within a game or two or whatever, and now he has another setback. We've seen it happen with Carney Chuameka. He just came back from his injury, and now he's injured again, and he has another setback. This is going to happen to Reece James if we're not careful. But don't say I didn't warn you.
It is potentially what could happen. I do understand that, so I don't disagree. But towards the end of the season, to give him 10, 20 minutes here and there, I think I wouldn't mind that too much. I think Malo Gusto has cemented his starting position in this club as of right now. But we'll see. It does say he's trying to aim to be back to full training by next month. So I'm thinking he would probably be ready. I think Scott said this by April. So by April, to give him a few minutes here and there, I don't know if I want him to start. That's about it. Maybe starting needs to be something that has to come in time.
Well, that was Scott being generous. If we're being realistic with the way things have gone, he won't be back until say May.
Mm-hmm.
And by May, how many games is left? 4?
3.
3 games left? If it's 3 games left, maybe he can make
last game of the season is the 19th.
Maybe he can make a matchday squad or whatever, and last game of the season he can come on. It's kind of like a lap of honor type thing or whatever bullshit. But preferably, don't want to see him.
Nah, at that point, it's pointless.
Yeah, but you know what Chelsea fans are like? They'll get gas and buy into the hype again.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see him. Preferably, I don't want to see him touch grass. Don't want to see him touch grass. Because if this guy gets injured again, listen, you guys think I'm bad now. Hey, I'm unbearable.
All right. Speaking on
Marshall, check DMs, please. Check the group chat. There's a funny clip. You can play it.
Give me one moment because I'm trying
Sorry.
to slide off.
I haven't played that yet. What the hell is that?
Which, by the way, ladies and gents, if you are here still, if you have enjoyed the show, be sure to smash up that like button as it does help. Bell notifications to be notified. Bell notifications to be notified whenever we do go live and all that fun stuff. And hey, be sure to check out memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. You get a lot of cool emojis to enjoy. But Ahmed, I think you're gonna enjoy this topic. But let's see. Let's speak on it. All right. So Raheem Sterling potentially leaving Chelsea at the end of the season. let's bring up some news in regards to this and discuss it, and see where we stand really. But let's talk here. Having tussled with Cole Palmer to take a penalty against Arsenal in October, Raheem Sterling then spoke at Cobham with Palmer and made it clear Cole should take penalties to help kickstart his time at Chelsea. Which, you know what, give him kudos there. I think that's a good decision on Raheem's part. It shows maturity.
So wait, so it's Sterling.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish the tweets. Raheem Sterling had an eye-watering offer from Saudi at the end of last season. It is believed that he would have been within the top 3 best paid players after Ronaldo, but he had no interest in calling it quits at Chelsea, according to Matt Law. Well, we'll discuss that. Raheem Sterling remains committed to Chelsea, and Chelsea feels the same way to him. Sterling is also appreciated for his experience and mentoring of young players, which we kind of saw, I guess, with Cole Palmer. But that's coming from Ben Jacobs. But Prime, you wanted to say something?
So, people hate on Sterling, but we can thank him for why Cole Palmer has stat-padded penalties and fooled the world into thinking he's one of the best players in the Prem. So, thanks, Sterling. Thanks, Sterling.
Huh? You just like to troll, don't you?
Wait, so you guys can believe Cole Palmer's good. That's fine. But yeah, no, Sterling, I don't believe he's going to leave and go to Saudi. Like, the reason why he came to Chelsea, like, he's got young kids. He was what? What's funny?
Ahmed does not like your
Ahmed's,
answer.
sorry, it's Ahmed's reaction when I heard you say like he's going to stay 1 more year.
I didn't say he's going to stay 1 more year.
Oh, more years. Yeah, maybe.
Wait, so you don't think he's going to go to Saudi? Where's he going to go?
Oh,
no.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it is your bad, Chris. No, I think, I don't get him going to Saudi. He's got, like, youngish kids. Guys like grew up in London stuff. The London boy. That's part of why he came to Chelsea. If people don't remember, a few years back, when Arsenal had, people don't remember when Arsenal had Sanchez. The January that he went to City or went to United. The summer before that, City wanted him, and it was going to be a Sanchez-Sterling swap deal, and Sterling wanted to go to Arsenal to be in London. So again, I don't really see, unless there's no other club in London or around London that would want Sterling, I don't really see why he would go to Saudi. So yeah. Also, Ahmed, don't think that we didn't notice that you ducked the review stream yesterday.
No. There's a reason why I wasn't able to come. Actually, the genuine reason as to why I couldn't come. I literally was doing deadlift training the other day. On the same day, the game was on, and I was.
You had what?
Deadlift training.
Deadlift training. Oh, okay. Maybe you can deadlift your dead agenda. Is what it is.
Hey, listen, I deadlift 250 kg, so hey, I can do that for sure if you want me to.
But listen, man, you clearly disagree with Prime on this whole Sterling thing.
You know what it is with Sterling, bro? I just don't understand. He doesn't really give that much to us, so I don't see the point of really having him personally. This is my opinion, but he don't give us that much. He's not got the juice like that, so time to move on, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's part of why Sterling's having an amazing season, but okay.
Sterling's not having an amazing season, mate.
Sterling's part of why Palmer's having an amazing season.
He was having a good season.
I don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? He's at the end of the day. Listen,
I mean, you don't care, but without those penalties, we'd view him as Havertz.
Well, he's 8 and 8.
Oh, so we're doing the penalties or assists gimmick?
Yeah,
no,
man.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that at all.
No, not literally, but like figuratively.
Yeah, it's a.
Listen, at the end of the day, bro, I couldn't give a Scooby-Doo. I don't feel like he gives us that great performances, in the team. He just does the stupid. He does what was it called? Yeah, what I hate about Rashford, where he will get the DNA, but he'll be having a shit game. That's what he's been doing at Chelsea, literally. Honestly.
But when Palmer does it, no one wants to say anything. That's fine. Anyway,
I've been commenting actually. Unlike some others, I've commented the fact that Palmer in the last 2 games hasn't been playing well, but he's been getting the GNA. I've commented on that. You know me. I'm an equal opportunities type of guy.
Okay.
So
the game against Crystal Palace, he definitely stepped.
And the problem is, bro, and I think what makes him worse more than I think the other guys that we speak about. At least these other guys are on the 100k a week. This guy's on 325 British pounds sterling. You know what I mean? That's too much money. And for what he's giving us,
what do you think he should be on? 250.
We shouldn't be paying that at all. We should be paying him 150k a week. If it was me.
He sells t-shirts. He sells t-shirts. He
sells t-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, he sells t-shirts. And that's such a money maker.
He's experienced.
You know what I mean?
There's a K a week, bro.
Can I ask you a question, mate? Can I ask you a question?
Let's go get Ronaldo then.
Can I just ask you a question? Can I just ask you a question, Chris? Yeah. Oh, all those shirt sales. How much is that? Do you think those shirt sales are gonna make up the amount of money you get from Europe?
No.
Silence is bliss. That's what I like to hear.
He answered you.
This is the answer you wanted to hear.
He's also a leader in the squad for the other black players.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh.
Listen, man. Listen, we've got enough black players there. They can find their own leader.
And which of these black players are leaders? They're all Mandem.
Listen, listen, we don't need another Mandem. You know what I mean?
These young black players, these guys get sent to the shop. None of them are leaders.
He sent it to the shop. He's the one that sent it to the shop.
Exactly, and so Sterling's the leader. Obviously, I'm not talking about Malo Gusto. He's going to Real Madrid. But the rest of them, the sassy,
you know what's crazy? I can see that's happening so much. Prime is saying that for fun, but I can see.
I'm not. Ahmed, 100%. I'm serious. I'm not saying it for fun.
Bro,
Gusto and I were
80 million. They can have 80.
I've already bought the villa. We're moving. We're going.
Bro, I'll be real, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, man, Sterling, time to go, man. You know what I mean? If you want to go to, you made enough money in your lifetime. You already got all of those houses that you own for prime real estate, which you're into. Time to go, man. Lock it off, man.
Anybody want to add any?
He's got one more year, man.
Listen,
I think he's actually one more year.
Listen, Vicky's saying it is easy. Saudi Arabia pay your money, bro. That's it.
They don't want him.
They do. They made an offer to him. Are you stupid, Chris?
And he doesn't want to go.
Damn, like. Well, you said I'm the stupid one. You said he's 100. I'm the stupid one. You said last season he is 100% going to Saudi Arabia. Where is he? He's at Chelsea. He's wearing blue.
Literally, I was right. Saudi made him an offer, but we don't know. Listen, I was right though. Saudi made him an offer.
Ahmed doesn't want to go. Ahmed, he doesn't want to go.
Listen, man, don't worry, man. I might
Hey,
have to
no,
say my hitters. I might have to say my hitters. I might need to. Prime.
Yeah,
Guess what? Prime. I know the man them down in Wembley. You know what I mean? I might have to say my hitters.
Listen, get rid of Sterling. Get rid of Sterling. And don't be surprised when that fraud Palmer's GA starts to drop next week. Don't be surprised.
Listen,
expose him for the player he actually is. Don't be surprised.
Man, listen, don't worry, man. I'm gonna send my hitters from, you know what I mean, from ends.
Your hitters.
My shooters. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go backstage then, yeah? We'll go backstage.
Ahmed, you're a Gallagher stan. You got no shooters.
No, man. I got a few shooters, man. Don't you worry about it. I've got a few dogs, man. You know what I mean?
You got a few dogs.
Yeah, man. I've got a few rock riders. Got a few. Got a few rock riders. Got a few. What's it called? What's the XL Willies? Double XL Willies too.
Stay clear from you, Ahmed.
Ahmed, you've got a few Havertz shirts. That's what you have.
No Havertz shirts in this house.
Uncomfortable conversations.
You have a Havertz shirt.
No, I don't.
I've seen it.
You seen it 2 years ago before it got sent to Mogadishu. Before it got sent to Mogadishu, bro. I told you this before.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just never seen the Kai Havertz shirt.
Yeah, I remember seeing it too.
Oh,
remember, it got sent to Mogadishu. Literally got sent to Mogadishu.
Ahmed, tell me where Mogadishu is on a map.
I could literally point it to you. It's actually in the southern. It's in the southern region, central southern, which is right over there. I could actually point it to you.
Wait. So it's in the central
casually geography right now.
The central southern.
So basically, you know, Somalia is like this, right? So it's like a literal horn. So it's like this essentially.
Yeah.
So obviously, my reflections don't help me out. But if you go to the middle, just slightly south of the central point. That's where Mogadishu is literally. It's not a port. It's not a port city.
Fair enough.
People are saying fair enough. Can anyone confirm this?
Literally.
No.
I believe him.
I'm just watching you guys run rampant.
I believe
Casually Geography FC. That's what we're doing right now.
Man, I'm a man that knows his history. Let's get that straight.
But you clearly don't know that Havertz is a bad player. That's fine.
But listen, everyone has an L in it. You know what I mean? Slight L, minor L, but we move in it.
Havertz, Gallagher, your 2 L's.
That's 2 L. Listen.
That's
It's 3 strikes. That's 3 strikes, isn't it? That's 3 strikes. I've got 2 strikes right now. One more left.
Sterling's your 3rd strike.
Dallo.
Dallo is not a strike. Listen, I want.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Dallo left back at Chelsea. Listen, that's what
the truth here.
Listen, Dallo, we need it, man. We need Dallo.
Wait.
Why do we need him?
Wait. Why Dallo left back? He's a right back.
Because I like what he does at left back as well. So if you,
what does he do? He's a bozo.
No. The point for me is, I just love his attacking build-up. He's attacking build-up.
You love attacking fullback. So, but why can't we get a good attacking fullback?
We do.
Bumba.
But not left back.
Sorry, listen, at the end of the day, man, he's the
Alonso Davies, man.
guy for me.
Yeah,
Davies is going to Real Madrid. He's already got a pre-agreement ready, bro. Sadly.
We can hijack it.
Yeah, bro.
Not surprised there.
Listen, you want Dallo, but Sterling's cooked him a plethora of times. That is what it is.
Yeah, man. Listen, I don't want Sterling, man. You know what I mean? Listen, Sterling, man. I've got a better hairline than you. I want you to know that. You know what I mean?
You want Sterling to know he has a better hairline than you?
Then I have a better hairline.
Yeah, he has a better hairline.
You have a better hairline than Sterling.
I want you to know, Sterling.
Ahmed, your hairline is pushed back to the invincible days.
Jesus Christ.
That was good.
Oh my days.
Oh,
Listen, I think we should end it on that one. Ladies and gents.
That's
been yeah, we're ending the video right here. So ladies and gents.
The video I sent, you not play it.
What did you send, bro? Hold on, can I play this on stream, boys? Is it worth playing on stream?
Marshall's gonna love it, man. Marshall's gonna love it. I'll say that for sure.
Oh, it's the minerals. It's fine. It's the minerals. I haven't seen it myself actually. Yeah.
I don't play this on stream, bro.
It's only 2 minutes. So basically, we're reacting for like 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm okay.
We can just watch it.
Fine. I'll watch it after. I'll watch it backstage. But ladies and gents, I appreciate you guys. No. I appreciate you guys being here as always. Thank you very much for everyone that came on today's show. Big up to the panelists. Big up to the people in the chat. We're gonna be rating Sarcasm City. It's been a while. So let's go show him some love. He's doing his podcast right now. Be sure to copy and paste that raid message. If you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. Also, check out the links in the description. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything that we discussed today. And if you haven't done so already, do check out the memberships, because if you're a proper casual and higher tier member, as part of the perk, you get a shout out at the end of every show. And that's going to go out to Felipe Courtois, B-Man, God of Frogs, Gabriel A, Always on Redditar, Hassan Was, A. Solomon, Uncle Jester FC, Will, Adrian, Scott, Dark, and OG Turbo Jesus. Big up to you guys, and I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the support of everyone else who's also a member. We will be back again at some point. Ahmed, final thought you want to say there?
On the final words, I just want to say personally, what's it called? Yeah, I just want you to know personally. I want the stream to know personally, Casually FC to know that we are Too Cool Rouse. Why do you say Too Cool Rouse? So cool.
German. He wants to be German, man. But anyways, guys, stay casual. Have a wonderful night. Peace.